Oh, get my mic. I gotta. Without this thing, nothing happens. Friday night. Did someone say it's Friday night? It's Friday night. Oh man, guys, welcome to the weekend. Oh. It's been a big week. It's the weekend before Christmas, if you are so inclined to celebrate that holiday. It's Friday. Like, kick your shoes off, sit down. If we're here for a couple of hours, all I ask you to do is to think about nothing else except for like fun stuff. Fun shit. That's all. That's it. It's Friday. Boom. Boom. 3i Atlas. At 1:01 a.m., yes, this morning, came to its closest rendezvous, and we're still alive. We're still alive, baby. Avi Loeb. Oh, Avi Loeb is still excited. I got video from an interview today. Avi is excited. He's more excited than I am. Oh, I wish I could play drums. Oh, Neil Peart, right? Is Neil Peart the king of drums? Neil Peart? Would you guys? How many people would agree on that? When we lost Neil Peart from Rush, right? Dear, we lost one of the greats. We did. Living legend. You don't want to lose the living legends, right? I mean, but Avi, I tell you, in this interview, he's as excited as ever. I mean, granted, because he was hoping that there was going to be some, Cylon ships coming out. There weren't any. No, none. Now he's talking Jupiter. And of course, because the one satellite, I forgot. I was just listening to him. Why do I forget the name? It stopped communicating. And of course, it has to do with 3i Atlas, because 3i Atlas figured out that this one orbiting satellite around Mars could blow its entire cover. Its entire cover. Avi's like a hound that's been let loose. He's just been let loose. Give it up for the guy. Jeez. The guy is earning his paycheck. I gotta give the Grinch. So I think for Christmas, my favorite Grinch movie is the one. I think it's Illumination who does it, right? The animated one. That's a great movie. That's a great Christmas movie to watch. I mean, I think you can watch that one, Grinch, the Illumination one. You can watch. You got to watch Vacation, right? A Christmas Vacation. You got to watch Chevy Chase. You got to watch Chevy Chase. Scrooged, right? You got to watch Scrooged. With what's his name? Bill Murray. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bill Murray. Scrooged is a great Christmas movie. What else? What do you guys like? What do you like? Greets. Dirty Red is in the house. Dirty Red is in the house. If you guys want to say something, I will try and see it. I will try and react to it. We can have a conversation. It's slow. It's rudimentary, but it works. And it's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Just if you had a stressful week, just relax. Just it's going to be 2 days of nothing. I think a big part of dealing with shit is having some time to just recharge, just some time to relax, which is why my Scrooge cup has a little bit of red. Santa Claus ain't real. Oh my God. Don't hold. I'll get back to that comment. That's why I fill my Grinch cup with wine, red wine. Because it's Friday night, motherfucker. Mofo. I'm trying. Okay. No, the studio audience is gracious. Thank you. No, just it's like 200 people in here. Just guys have got to settle down. Because I do shows Monday through Thursday, right? Monday through Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and the shows are getting a little bit easier. You get into a flow because we just started this less than 2 months ago, right? The shows are getting into a little bit of a better flow. I like the subject material. I like and I thought, well, Friday night is like, I know there's a few Friday night shows and they have a lot of people on there. They're yakking. But the problem with science and science stuff like this, yes, like I want to make science fun. Science has to be fun. We can have fun with science. We don't need to point and laugh at people, but we can laugh at people. We just don't need to point. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not a good thing. Well, I guess that is what comedy is, right? You go to a comedy club, it's basically you're laughing at someone else's expense. And if you can't take the joke and you feel offended by the joke, leave the room, right? Leave the room. Am I right? I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Guys, Trump is in the news. That's like really? Trump is in the news? Trump signs America First Space Superiority Bill. Has he seen the national debt? Has he paid attention to that? We're taking in billions of tariffs, billions. Look, Trump will be a lot better than Kamala. I'm an economics guy, right? I'm an economics guy. 4 years of Biden that's why we all need a rest. 4 years of freaking Biden. The only reason you get inflation is because you print money. Guys, that's why. You print money. $8 trillion worth of money printing. I think it's more like 12 trillion when you add it all together. That's where inflation comes from. That's where inflation comes from. But anyway, he is signing some legislation. I thought it's newsworthy. I like to do a little bit of chit chat, and I like to quickly get into some of this news stuff. NASA Perseverance might become the rover with the most mileage. Rover, come here, rover. Perseverance. If you guys on the first Mars mission. Think about this honestly. On the first Mars mission, Elon Musk is gung-ho. And I'm an Elon fan. I do. I like visionaries. And I like people that dream. But how long do you think the first crew is going to last? Do you think the first crew to Mars is going to last? Are they going to last? Are they going to live? 30% gravity. You got the radiation. You got 40% of all landings on Mars that fail. You've got, one issue with the life support systems that fail, you're done. Right? I don't want to do what the wrestlers do, because I think that's probably like with AI, YouTube and AI, guys. If any of you guys are YouTubers out there, 30 million accounts have been shut down because I don't know why. I mean, look, have you seen some of the science channels out there? The garbage and the filth, the trash. What's called AI slop. AI slop. Man, it's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. That is for sure. Well, we got what are we talking about here? Dirty Red Tracker. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Be able to laugh at yourself. Tracker, absolutely. If you can't laugh at yourself, dude, that is such a huge point. We have to be able to laugh at ourselves and not take it personally. Now, if you're being ridiculed to the point that's just not fair, right? I mean, there's a point where you just look as a human being. There's certain things that I don't like. Personally, I don't like ridiculing people. I don't. I mean, I am just so respectful of the individual, but sometimes a joke falls into, someone's group and you got to deal with it. I don't like the Santa Claus ain't real thing, Dirty. Like, you're telling me Santa Claus ain't real? You're telling me now, after 58 years on this freaking planet, you're trying to convince me that Santa Claus ain't real? Come on. You see what I'm drinking out of? You see that? The Grinch is real. It's Friday night, guys. Friday night. It's Friday. Just doesn't matter. Whatever you're thinking about right now, just think about it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. For 2 or 3 hours, maybe till tomorrow, maybe till Monday morning. Then it's Christmas. Think, plan, whatever it is. If you're dealing with shit, if you're not dealing with stuff, good on you. We're all dealing with stuff, right? Avi Loeb is dealing with the fact that, I mean, we were on live last night. I was on live. We had the feed on there. We're going like, do you see anything? Nothing. Not that I was expecting, because if you're new to the channel, Dimension Zero, I am a Spock kind of a guy. I don't believe that aliens are visiting us. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in what else is Doggy here? What else do I not believe in? Can someone help me out? What else do I not believe in? I don't believe in hocus pocus, right? There's a reason why Harry Potter and Star Wars and everything is called. And I'm a screenwriter, right? So I'm a screenwriter. So I take science fiction. I understand science fact to the point of discerning between science fact and science fiction. And I do love science fiction, man. Like, we've got to get more good science fiction. I would not mind opening a studio one day. Like, I would, if I had the financial means, I would start. There's opportunity there, guys. I mean, the entire media market, which is really important to science. Make no mistake, science fiction and the arts of science fiction is critical to science fact. It is. This is where people get inspired. I mean, I say this constantly. But you're telling me how many scientists, astrophysicists were not inspired by Star Wars, Star Trek, Space 1999, E.T. Come Home, all of the movies. I mean, The Matrix is looking a little bit more real than we once thought. Am I right? I think it is. You can, and I'll say this because of this. If you take AI, imagine someone has a lot of money. Let's say they have a lot of money. And we've developed AI and we've developed chips that communicate seamlessly, computer chips with organic electrical impulses. They come together and they communicate seamlessly. You get an implant and you can go into La La Land, ultra reality, and that ultra reality, you can live in that ultra reality for. You got the money to sustain your body. You can live there, If you can create your reality, if you can create your reality through AI and an interface that basically, you connect, and the AI feeds you. I don't think your mind. We could. I strongly believe that if we bridge that distance between organic and inorganic signals, electrical signals, that a computer system could play a scenario that your mind will believe. It's nothing different, right? Your eyes see things. It goes through your optical nerve. It goes to the back. Your mind. It translates it. Creates images. If there is some sort of border between reality, does your mind discern? Like, how does your mind discern between reality and non-reality? Sleep, dreams, and then, I don't know. But there are people that will decide to live in an alternate reality most of their life because they can create it, right? They can, and that would be the Matrix in a sense. That would be the Matrix in a sense. Skynet. You think Skynet's not that far off? We're talking quantum computers that are 100 times more powerful than today's quantum computers that are more powerful than today's regular computers. Add super AI to that. This is going to be a world that is going to be. I always tell everyone, if you want to become a robot repairman, start Googling, how do I become a robot repairman? That's Tracker. Tracker says bark, bark. Sit, doggy. Where's doggy? Disco is back. Okay, well, I gotta go. Let me get through the Santa Claus ain't real. Dirty, you're hurting me. You're fucking hurting me, man. Why would you say that? Be able to laugh at yourself. Yeah. Bad Santa 1 and 2 are high on me for the list. Bad Santa 1 and 2. You know, I watched a little bit of Bad Santa 1. You know what? I got to maybe put that on my list. Bad Santa. Bad. That's with, what's his name? He was married to, I'm so fucking bad with names. Yeah, he's a great actor. We all gave all of our money to Ukraine. Yeah, well, a lot, some of it, a few hundred billion. The Somalis took a lot. I mean, what do you? I got nothing. I don't know about you guys, but I got nothing. QE and QT will flood liquidity like mad in the markets. Dirty. I'm impressed. I worked in the stock market for a lot of years as a market maker, and so when people know what will flood like mad in 2026, then the most inflation ever seen. I don't think now. Yeah. So I do not think now. If I'm gonna sort of, the Fed was just talking about liquidity, right? There was all these liquidity things that they were doing, 12, 15 years. Remember the twist, the Bernanke twist, twisting short-term, long-term rates. I mean, they're just screwing around. All they're doing. So when you talk about quantitative easing and all of this quantitative stuff, they talk about quantitative. They're talking about printing money. They print money, fake money. They just print it. There it is. And they go into the market and they purchase securities. That is why the Federal Reserve is the largest holder of U.S. debt. And the Federal Reserve will become a larger owner of U.S. debt because that is the only way. I'm going to show you this. Hey, where'd it go, man? You want to see this? That, my friends, is the United States national debt. Where are we? There we go. That is the U.S. national debt clock. I actually had this set up for the Trump piece. I think I see the video. I think the video is lagging now, isn't it? All right. You know what? Whatever the point. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. Anyway, $38.5 trillion, my friends. $38.5 trillion. It's Friday night. Relax. It's okay. It's Friday. The reason I'm doing a Friday show is because it's Friday. It's a great feeling to think that for 2 hours, maybe two. I thought maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yesterday I went for 4 hours. I don't know. As long as people are hanging out doing stuff and there's always stuff to talk about. There's always stuff to do. Doomsday's got some stuff. I'm going to go live tomorrow night because during the holidays here, I think people want to. I have no family. Look, I came from Brno, Czechoslovakia. That's where I was born. Came to the shores of Vancouver when I was 9 months old. But I still love Christmas. I just love people. The feeling, I don't know. I get excited for people who have kids who wake up and I see them having their Christmas, right? That kind of, I have friends. I know without giving any names. I have one friend. She has a little girl, adorable little girl, and I just get so excited for her because she gets so excited, and it's a good time of year. Yeah, we want it to last throughout the year, Christmas, right? We want it to last. It can't because the realities of life hit us. But not tonight, not Fridays, not on Fridays. Because what we do here, we do science the right way, the fun way. Yeah. This is like Spock smiling. That's what I think. Dimension Zero is kind of like if Spock smiled. I love fucking Spock. I love Spock. Oh, I got. I mean, I'm gonna. You know, we're getting into the news. I'm gonna finish off some of these comments. QEQT tracker goes bark bark. Time architecture says thank God. You know, I'm not religious, but okay, I'll thank God. I'm down. The cell phone tracker's talking. What was that movie with Bruce Willis? Oh, that was. Of course, it's a Christmas movie. That's. Oh, come on. Die Hard, right? Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie. Is that what you're talking about? Tracker, you're talking about Die Hard, right? I know you are. That's what you are. Disco. Welcome back, Disco. What are your thoughts on 3i Atlas? Well, my thoughts on 3i Atlas have not changed. I have actually I've got a little slideshow because one of the big things that Avi Loeb constantly brings up is the idea of the anti-tail. The anti-tail. It's got an anti-tail. It's got an anti-tail. Anti-tail. I love tail. I love myself a little tail. Am I allowed to say that? I know there's some younger viewers that do watch, so I want to be somewhat respectful. But I am an ass. Remember, I mean I've been a musician. But I do want to be respectful to the. I think that 3i Atlas is exactly what it is, right? I think you agree, Disco, that 3i Atlas is a comet. It's a comet. But there's only one person who was basically. It's a sensationalized world that we live in. It is becoming more and more manufactured reality. You have to understand, and maybe hopefully that's part of what Dimension Zero does. Like this channel is about like, can we spot the fake reality? Charlie Kirk. Can we spot the alternate fake stuff that goes and hits everything? Like Charlie Kirk. I've never seen someone with that kind of a wound be carried into a car with pure white, absolutely angel white running shoes on. Not one drop, not one freaking drop hit those running shoes. Guys, the only way you're able to cement over a crime scene 2 days later is if it's not a crime scene. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say because it's Christmas and it's Friday night. It's Friday night. Fun shits and giggles, my friends. So that's the end. Yeah, that's what I think. That's Disco. Israel takes a lot. Israel does take a lot. Israel takes a lot. There's no argument. Israel takes a lot. The biggest thing that can happen to the United States political system is end who can give money to who. Only the individual can give money. You empower the individual in the U.S. political system, and you empower the people. That's how you change the system. Lobby money. Bad Santa? Yeah. I've watched some of it. I got to watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it tonight before I go to sleep. Tracker, the Futurama 1 or the Humans. The Futurama 1. You know what I've realized? A lot of people mention a lot of stuff that is... I'm going to do more real-time checking. Futurama? You mean the cartoon. They have their cartoon. I mean, I think all of the cartoons. I think all the cartoons have got some really good content. I mean, South Park Christmas. They're so good you never remember them, right? But when you see them, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. The Simpsons have got some good Christmases. I mean, Charlie Brown Christmas is pretty good. You could even say Prometheus. Like, guys, this is a stretch. You've seen Prometheus, right? Like, I love the concept of the engineers, and I know that Ridley Scott wanted to really hit home on the xenomorph stuff, which he could have taken the whole engineer concept instead of just using 5 minutes in the opening of Alien Covenant, which was a disappointment, to just say, well, the ship comes and what's his name drops all the stuff, and they only have one city. Like, the engineers only had one city. That's it. Like, all these engineers dressed as like look up and I mean, there's like, come on, Ridley's better than that. We could save $15 by switching to Geico. You guys could. We could all switch to Geico. We could. Yeah, that's so freaking true. Ginger Wildcat. Hi, partner. Wondering if you could tell me what you think of CATX stock sometime and how it's moved from $3 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 since 1995. I don't know. I don't know the stock. CATX. Are they, what exchange are they on? 275. NYSE American. So NYSE stocks, American exchange. Oh, they're a therapeutic company. So when you have these therapeutics, anything sort of medically based, or you have, they're probably dealing with research. So they have one good research. So they start off as a penny stock. They get one great result, and the thing flies, and they finance themselves based on the trajectory of their stock, and they continue to finance them. So when you have like biotech, all that stuff, I mean, it's win or lose because you are playing the Russian roulette of what's the next test result's going to be. If they miss, it could be a $20 stock, and you wake up and it's $5, right? I don't know if any one of you guys have been there, but so Ginger, just play fun money, just fun money with that stuff. Dirty Red, good Christmas movie. Trading Places. Geez, I don't know. Trading I think I've seen that. I was on Prometheus, right? Because what's his name? He's hanging Christmas things, right? It was great casting in that movie, in Prometheus. I love the concepts and the visuals of coming into an alien world. You feel like the Prometheus is coming to an alien world. You feel it. Some the character decisions are stupid. There are so many ways that you could have made those character decisions. Like, who goes on an alien planet and there's like this viper thing? Hey little thing, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Character decisions. As a screenwriter myself, I've won hundreds of awards, 20 years in Los Angeles. So I guess I got to preface that. As a screenwriter, you write things because if the audience cannot see themselves doing what the character is doing, they won't buy into it, right? They won't buy into it. Motivation. Critical. Best thing about Christmas past, George Washington crossing the Delaware River at Trenton, first victory. Boy, that's, your history. Well done. Dirty. All I want for Christmas is $10,000 per XRP. Please, Santa. I'll take cash. I'll take the cash. Disco Joe, begin by ending APAC. I mean, those are, I don't want to get political. There's so many political channels out there, right? I mean, I do love listening to Tucker. I try and stay as open to the facts. I will give Candace Owens a lot more credit than most people do. She takes fact as fact. She is not someone, because I don't do that. I take only fact as fact. And because she is the one person at the center of the storm, she is taking so much heat. Honestly, I could not take what she's doing. I could not do what she is doing. She is a tough cookie. And I mean, hats off to her. Whether she's right or wrong, whether you believe she is right or wrong, she is in the eye of the storm. She believes it and she's doing it. And she's fighting off media that is 1,000 times her size. So, I will, at the very least, you have to applaud that. If you believe the government story that a 30-06 and they, you believe that story? I do have some land. I got some good land. You're going to want this land. Like, you are going to want this land. It's good land. Greetings, blah. Blah says, greetings, exalted one. Disco Joe. Soylent Green was an interesting movie. Soylent Green. Haven't seen it. I try and write these things down. Greetings, exalted. My opinion: stay away from all pharma stocks. All getting naked. Look, the pharma stocks over 20 years have done nothing. Look at Pfizer. The pharma stocks are not making. They're not doing that well. And Trump just signed a deal with 8 pharma stocks. Look, the people in the United States get railroaded on their cost. Railroaded. Use the F word with the ED at the end. Greedy. We did the Owens. Owens is a Semite. Trail stops and stop loss those days. Yeah. Put stop losses in. Yeah. Anti-Semite. Cancel her. No comment. Thanks for the insight. Thank you, Ginger. There is 2 Soylent Green movies, says Tracker. ×2. I got a little bit of homework, but you know what? Trump is talking. He's talking space, and I like that because he was talking about. I think that's the one, right? Yeah, and I'm going to share that. He was talking about. Let me see if I can get this a little better. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to go through the news. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple of news pieces. And Apophis, you guys know about Apophis, right? The asteroid Apophis, 2029. It's going to come very close to Earth. One little change, of course, when you're talking about these distances, a slight degree, a fraction of a degree change over a large distance can make a difference. Some people say that they're not telling the full truth, but I have a 5-slide show that we will go into it. Let me fix my face here. So we will go into it. Apophis is an asteroid, which is, of course, different than where are we here? Friday night. There we go. Friday night. It's Friday night. Cheers. If you are having some sort of a beverage, please, I insist, if you're not, you can have non-alcoholic. You could have a cup of tea. You could have a glass of water. You could have an orange juice, chips, chicken wings. Just, enjoy with me. Because it's Friday night. Let's do this. Trump signed sweeping executive order. I got to put this over here so my face is more in the camera. Trump signed sweeping executive order aimed at ensuring American space superiority. Why is this important? Because this is so critical because space, I say this all the time, and I will say it every single show. Space is the only superpower. There is no other superpower. There are only countries that use science to its fullest extent. But it's science that is the superpower. If you back off of science, this is why India is doing so well. They produce the most engineers in the world. America should be producing the most engineers in the world, but yet America produces the most illiterate, the most illiterate population in the world. There's no reason for that. I digress, or maybe I don't. The president wants the U.S. to start setting up a permanent moon base by 2030, among other goals. I don't know. Yeah, so there's a lot of argument that can go into that. Like, what's the purpose of it? Yada, yada, yada. Is there economic benefit? I don't know. That's a tough question to answer. The United States... I wonder how to fix that. I know. Yeah. United States has some new marching orders in the final frontier. On Thursday, December 18th, President Donald Trump issued an executive order entitled Ensuring American Space Superiority. I think it's a great idea. Dominance off Earth is vital to the nation's security and prosperity, according to the document. But understand, guys, we haven't done anything in space. Nothing. Since Apollo. We've sent up little stages of a space station that floats around Earth, that we've sent up little, astronauts from time to time, and we do little experiments up there, and they exercise, and they poop and pee, and they eat, and we learn more and more. And I guess maybe, look, in the movies, Hollywood was thinking 2001: A Space Odyssey. We're going to Jupiter. We're finding monoliths. Every Hollywood movie is off by light years in terms of what the human race will achieve. We are amazing at technology within our atmosphere. And it's almost like the universe sets it up that way. Like the universe seems constructed so that we cannot and will not go beyond a certain point in terms of meeting other intelligent races. But who knows? The United States must therefore pursue a space policy that will extend the reach of human discovery, secure the nation's vital economic and security interests, unleash commercial development, and lay the foundation for a new space age, the executive order states. You can find the full text here. We will not go through the full text. The document gets into some specifics about how to make this happen. For example, it calls for the nation to return astronauts to the moon by 2028. Ambitious. And to start construction of the permanent lunar base by 2030 to ensure a sustained American presence in space and enable the next steps in Mars exploration. And I think that's, the nuclear power in space is part of the vision, ensuring American space superiority. Have you guys, I had someone send me an article today, a friend of mine, and I have been doing some research on it, on thorium nuclear reactors. I started seeing it about 2 months ago, and there's a lot of it's fission, right? It's fission. It's not fusion. But it's probably the best we have. Lists as a priority the deployment of nuclear reactors in Earth orbit and on the moon. The states that one such facility should be ready to launch toward the lunar surface by 2030. I don't know if putting nuclear reactors in orbit is smart, or as Homer Simpson would say, SMRT, smart. These goals aren't terribly surprising. NASA is already working towards a 2028 crewed moon landing via its Artemis program, which also aims to set up one or more bases near the lunar pole over the... if you guys... You know what? I wouldn't mind revisiting Space 1999. As a kid, I used to watch Space 1999. I think we're good with that one. Let's keep the show rolling. I remember Space 1999. It was one of my favorite shows. Conceptually, they were so good, and I believe it was a British show. I think it was a British show, or it had British roots or something like that. I don't remember. Space 1990, and that was all about the moon being shot off and the moon base. They had some really good concepts in. They don't make shows like that anymore. They don't. I don't know what the economic benefit is to setting up something on the moon. The cost is massive. That's why I brought up that's why I put the debt clock in rotation. $38.5 trillion. At what point in time do you say, geez, I don't think we can afford this, honey. Like Trump sits down around the dinner table with, Bondi and all the other, everyone else in the cabinet and says, how's your steak, honey? Oh, it's good. I don't think we can afford this. However, I would say fund the science program and cancel all the other crap. Because spend money on science, because science is the only superpower. Yep. Science is the only superpower. Let me, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I gotta all right, let's get that off there. There's one more little news article, which I thought people might enjoy. I enjoyed it. So I kind of and we'll get to a few more comments after that, and then we'll get to three. I don't know. Apophis? Do we end with Apophis, or we end with 3i Atlas? I don't know. Apophis is freaking amazing. No. We don't want that. We're going to, yeah. I need a producer. Maybe I need a producer one day. We're going to, we just need to go and change. Go to there, Interstellar Comet, 3i Atlas, NASA Perseverance. We share that tab. And there we go, my friends. So this is just this is a 2-minute bit. I just think it's interesting, right? So you're talking to your friends. Hey, did you hear that NASA's Perseverance Mars rover could break the record for miles driven on another planet? And he or she will be like, what? Yeah, it's true. There's a lot to keep us busy. You just say it verbatim, but it's pretty cool that there's all these little robots on Mars, and they're just driving around. And the coolest thing is that we drive these things from Earth here, right? So they plot out the course, and then because it takes what 14 minutes, 14 minutes for info to get between, and so they send it, and then so they have to plot the course very carefully. NASA's Perseverance Mars rover may soon set a record for the longest distance driven on another planet. Nearly 5 years into its mission on the red planet, the car-sized rover, that's a pretty big rover, right? Still has enough remaining capability to drive more than twice the distance it has already logged. Wow. A mission scientist said on Wednesday, December 17th, at the American Geophysical Union meeting in Louisiana, if all goes according to plan and nothing breaks, Perseverance could drive as much as 62 miles or 100 kilometers. We just multiply by 1.6. By the time its mission is over, that estimate puts the six-wheeled robot on track to surpass the current distance record of 28 miles set by NASA's Opportunity rover, more than 14 years of exploration on Mars before a monster dust storm ended its mission in 2018. That stupid-ass dust storm. Perseverance is in excellent shape. Steve Lee, the rover's deputy project manager at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California, told reporters at the conference. And that basically, that's your Friday night news. I could put a little sports section in. I didn't see it because I was on live yesterday. The football game, the Seahawks versus the Rams yesterday, was apparently 1-point game, right? So if you got any NFL fans out there, I missed it. I lived in Los Angeles for 20 years, and I got to say, LA has got an amazing team this year. The Seahawks got an amazing team this year. There's a lot like the Bills. Like, hey, look, I love the Bills. Usually, I would love to see Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl, though, right? Wouldn't that be like? Am I right or wrong? You guys agree? Like Rodgers, with Aaron Rodgers, just like Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl before he retires. I would not. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't. I would not. Tracker Space. AKA Salt. Wow, another racist white. Oh, Joe, please. Super Court, you're a dumbass. Wow, another racist white influencer. Wait, what the fuck is that? Where does that even come from? The only person, I always say, people, you know what? You let these dumbasses talk. Let them talk. The only people, and this is important, the only person who is racist, misogynist, any sort of is the person who is yelling out the words. That's the one who is the bigot. That's the bigot, my friends. The problem with this world or a lot of society. Now I lost the comment. The problem with this society right now is exactly for people like this. Exactly. I see. Super Court. You know what? I don't even want you around, bro. I don't even want you around. The problem with this is about controlling speech. I don't even know what I said. What did I say? What did I say that would offend somebody? I mean, if I would have, I was a refugee. I was literally a refugee to Vancouver. I was 9 months old. We left Czechoslovakia in 1968 when the Soviets invaded. We fled that very afternoon with nothing but our clothes on our backs. Got through the final checkpoint and got to Vienna, where my dad's sister used to make fake passports for Czech citizens to try and escape the brutal regime. And we ended up in the shores of Vancouver as refugees. My dad had a mechanical engineering degree, but he worked as a janitor for 9 years. Janitor. He had 2 degrees. Who has the right to judge somebody? Literally, this is a little aside, guys, but this is what is wrong with this freaking world. People like that. If we got rid of people like that, put them in their own little place, their own little country, their own little, where they can all point and yell at each other, call each other incendiary names. we might be better off. Jeff Bezos' wife will be the head of NASA next. Oh, Disco, are you serious? I really? Cattle says, howdy, everybody. Cattle rancher. I love myself a little cattle rancher. Yeah. I could get an association in finance, but that's it. Other than studying, I could put these things up, yeah, and passing the series exams, aka salt reactors. Ginger, it's because NASA went from destination-driven initiative to project-driven initiative. That's true. That's true. I wouldn't argue that. They are trying to keep every single project alive, funded, instead of cutting things that didn't go to Mars. But what they're doing is their cost efficiency is insane. Because the two satellites that they went up with the last launch, with the New Glenn launch, those two satellites are going to Mars that they're going to track Martian weather, only cost $80 million. $80 million. That's it. They are spending money smart. Space 1999 used to watch that. Dad Rights Tracker. Ooh, Cattle Rancher. Whoever gets the tech wins. Absolutely. Let me say it again. Science is the only superpower. And for anyone who's religious, don't take this the wrong way. Okay, don't. I have friends that are religious, and I respect their religion. But the only thing religion is going to give us is more scrolls that were written thousands of years ago in caves that were put there by men or women, but they were basically cavemen. That's the only thing that religion can give us, more scrolls from thousands of years ago. Yeah, science. This is what we do. Science has to be fun, and learning is fun. And Friday is fun. My friends, Friday. Cheers to your Friday. Cheers to your Christmas. Cheers to your Hanukkah, which I do not. I have friends that do celebrate Hanukkah. I do. I have good friends. My Jewish peeps. Tracker says, is your Mars rover warranty up to date? I don't know. I got to check the paperwork. NASA is nothing but a jobs program and a tool for Black Ops budget funding. No, I disagree. Dirty. I don't. I disagree. Look. You take a look at the people that work at NASA. They are dedicated. I get your animosity. I know where the animosity comes from. I get it. Yeah. Jason 8463. So true. How about the Democrats and their protesters? They're paid protesters. Look, I would prefer to have a nice third party in the middle. That's what I would like. But these are paid protesters. Chaos. Politics thrives on chaos. But science has the power to exterminate them all, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You are right. Cattle Rancher, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Well, you're right, too. And dirty science is good, but gets you no kitty action. Just look at Spock. There were a couple of episodes where really attractive. What was the one episode? It goes to the floating city. The floating city. And there is that hot blonde, and she is wearing next to nothing. Science is sexy. Dirty science is sexy, my friend. Disco, speaking of old space shows, I used to watch Farscape. I like that one. Farscape. The name triggers me. I didn't watch it. Farscape. Oh, okay. All right. There were a couple of names yesterday that had to, like Lazar. What was his name? Lazar. Dave Lazar? Someone mentioned him in the chat, and I was like, I know that name. Why do I know that? And of course, look, the thing about science is there's so much from this position right here. You have to know so much, but you have to be humble enough and acknowledge, because the some of the parts are always going to be way more. You guys are going to know way more than me. So I am here to learn just as much as anyone else. I am not in a position of hubris and think that. So all this stuff. Is okay. So we got Perseverance done. There is one article that space.com, I do love, I'm a space.com. Actually, guys, before, can I, guys, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's the weekend before Christmas. Please, serenity now. Serenity now. Just let it all flow. Just let it all flow. We're dealing with science and red wine and the Grinch. Christmas Vacation. There's a few. Bad Santa, Christmas Vacation, Die Hard. Is Prometheus a Christmas movie? Because what's his name was hanging a Christmas tree? It could be a Christmas movie. I don't know. Scrooged. I like Scrooged. But it's Friday night. I didn't take my beverage. Excuse me. There's something magnificent between like 2 p.m. on a Friday and the time you wake up in the morning on a Saturday. There really is. Like there's something. We are going to, okay, there's this one article which I thought was worth getting into. Because space.com. There we go. We are locked and loaded, my friends. I should have called Avi. Yeah, it's like, hey, Avi. Hey, it's Danny Alex. Hello, can I speak to Avi? Danny Alex. First name is Danny. Yeah. Tell him he's wrong. Nope. Just kidding. Farewell Comet Atlas. Farewell Comet 3i Atlas. Oh, let's get rid of this advertising. Interstellar visitor heads for the outer solar system after its closest approach to Earth. Now, don't think it's leaving anytime soon. It's going to be in our solar system till 2032. 2032. What is this Alibaba at the bottom? We don't need Alibaba. 3i Atlas has now made its closest approach to the sun and Earth and is now heading back out toward the outer solar system. We were on live last night, and we had a picture of a live feed. And of course, everyone's just sitting there watching. Like, obviously, nothing's going to happen, right? And if something did happen, it would have been insane. I would have been eating a lot of crow. On Friday, December 19th at 1:01 a.m. Eastern. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, the interstellar invader. They call it an invader? Comet 3i Atlas made its closest approach to Earth, coming in within 168 million miles of our planet at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, which was yesterday for Pacific and Mountain, right? Following this close approach and the opportunity it offers to investigate this interloper from beyond the solar system, 3i Atlas will begin to move back out to the outer regions of the solar system before leaving altogether to continue its voyage through the Milky Way. And like I say, it's going to be in our solar system a long time. It is going at 153,000 miles per hour. 3i Atlas, I think, 358 or something like that. 3i Atlas is just the third body discovered passing through our solar system. And there's going to be a lot now, guys. There's going to be so many. I think we're going to be surprised at how many foreign bodies are actually going through our system. And that is the great thing about astronomy, science. Like, there's shows that we got to get to infinity. We've got to get to, like, what's on the edge of the universe. We got to get to, there's so many things, this show that I'm so excited to get to. 3i Atlas takes a lot of the oxygen, but there is stuff out there that we can wrap our minds around and just get drunk on science, like really seriously. Its predecessor being 1i Oumuamua in 2017 and Comet 2i Borisov in 2019. As such, 3i Atlas has been offering scientists and Avi Loeb the unique opportunity to study the raw materials that came together to form comets, asteroids, and planets orbiting stars other than the sun, and as well as alien mother spaceships coming from other civilizations. If I was Avi Loeb, I think I'd probably include that last part. First spotted by NASA. Yeah, is this good information? First spotted by NASA's Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, ATLAS, on July 1st, 2025. So it's only been in our zeitgeist for, what, July, 7 months? 7 months, with a trajectory indicating its origin lies elsewhere in the Milky Way. I mean, it would be freaking awesome to find the solar system where it came from. I mean, this stuff is. I know in my thumbnail I put 3i Atlas - yawn. The yawn was for the hype that basically Avi Loeb made, because he was literally talking about stuff. He's talking about Jupiter too. Make no mistake. I got the first interview from Avi Loeb coming up. Avi Loeb. Oh, jeez. It's Friday night. That's all I got. The water-rich comet seems to originate from the Milky Way's thick disk of stars rather than the thin stellar disk of which the sun is a member. The thick disk formed earlier than the thin disk, meaning 3i Atlas could be up to 7 billion years old. That's older than Clint Eastwood. Okay? That is older than Clint Eastwood by like 4.5 years. Maybe I got to redo that math. I'll redo the math. All non-interstellar comets, such as Halley's Comet, formed at the same time as our solar system, so they are up to 4.5 billion years old. Matthew Hopkins said in a statement back in July, but interstellar visitors have the potential to be far older. Of course, they're traveling through the galaxy. And of those known about so far, our statistical method suggests that 3i Atlas is very likely to be the oldest comet we have ever seen. That is. You darn right. That's plenty to cheers. That's lots. Yeah. Don't worry. Be happy. Be happy now. That's funny. You know what? A guy with hubris, or very little hubris, if he's running a show, if he's running an online show, he'd probably leave the last comment that says, "You are right." Right. That's what someone, he'd leave the comment, cattle rancher, "You are right." I am wrong often. We all are, right? That's what learning is all about. If we weren't wrong, we wouldn't have to learn anything. Learning is half the fun, but plus, my friends, it is Friday night. Cheers. Friday night. Everyone, Friday night. Friday night is, yeah. It's good. It's good. Christmas, I really hope that all of, everyone, it's a good time of year. It's a good time of year. I'm going to be doing a lot. I'm going to be live tomorrow night too. I'm going live tomorrow night. I'm going to do a little bit more of entertainment tomorrow night. I'm going to get, being a screenwriter, we're going to do a couple of movie things. One Avi Loeb bit, Avi Loeb and Netflix. We're going to get into that tomorrow night. We're going to get a little bit of Doomsday. I haven't decided whether it's Aliens or Event Horizon, because I have videos that I've done that I want to share. But tomorrow night is going to be a little bit fun. It's going to be a little bit more Hollywood. Did you hear that? What the hell? A little bit more Hollywood. Hollywood's falling apart, man. It's falling apart. And you know what? Based on some of the people that make comments like that previous person, it's maybe not a bad thing. I don't know. Maybe you're right. No, Cattle Rancher says, I am right. I love you, Cattle Rancher. Oh, geez. Science is good, but yeah. Farscape. That's where the wormhole weapon came from. Interesting. Best quote. Who said this, Science Geeks? God doesn't shoot dice. I know that term. God doesn't. That's in Prometheus, isn't it? Is that in Prometheus? God doesn't roll dice or doesn't shoot dice. That's when they come down and they're flying through the mountains and they're trying to find, and they find a formation that is not natural. And they say, God doesn't roll dice or shoot dice or something like that. Is that right, Dirty? I think I got it right. That's Prometheus. I love the concepts in Prometheus. It gets my mind juices really flowing. The story could be better. I think the casting was good for the most part. I love that guy, like the engineers. He just like, look, it's fucking awesome. That guy should be in the Avengers. Am I right? Should he not be in the Avengers? He should be an Avenger. You know who should be Avengers? Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. When I was doing a review on Frankenstein, which I thought it wasn't as good as most people thought, the second half of Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, is the shape of water. Exactly. It was a blocky Lego. When it got to the wedding, it was blocky, clunky, tripping over itself, predictable. Why would Frankenstein be scared of Victor Frankenstein? He knows he's immortal by now. He's running away from him. I would have just stopped and turned and said, "You want to fuck with me? You want to fuck with me?" You know, it wasn't a Shape of Water was much better than Frankenstein. Much better. Not sure why I went there, but I went onto a limb. I'm going to walk back into the tree trunk. Let's all have some good red wine. Oh, Cattle Rancher. Yeah, it's Friday night. This is like, I mean, you know what? You could be cooking dinner. Throw us on your mobile. Throw us on the counter. Cook dinner. Do take the walk out. Spending time with people. I mean, this is a great way to. That's the one thing I have found with YouTube over the years, and one of the reasons I did start this channel is to spend time with people. Even though I'm in a room by myself, I do know that there's people watching. 92 of you. I like that. There's a shared sense of community, a shared sense of a feeling or ideology or concept that brings people together that maybe can make our lives a little bit better, right? Maybe the red wine does. From a Grinch cup. This Friday, Disco Joe. I love that. I love your name. I do. I love it. I remember the disco era, man. I was alive. This Friday feels better than normal for me. Got work off until January 5th. Oh, buddy. Nice. Dude, disco, fucking relax, my friend. I'm sure you are. I don't have to tell you. Friday night. It's Friday night. That just, maybe even if you and the wife, maybe the kids are asleep, later on tonight, you put in a good movie, a good Christmas movie. Just relax. Learn about science. We got maybe an hour, at least another hour left before we get through this. Get we through that. I have the capacity to yak, so it might be, I don't know how long. I might be starting a late night show once in a while as well. Last night's show, later at night, went so well. Even though I do wake up at like 2 in the morning to go to the gym at 3, I'll have to change my schedule. Last night's show, later at night, went so well. I might add once in a while the 7 o'clock show, and then maybe I'm throwing it around. Like I don't know. I am doing memberships too. I'm getting the memberships together. There's going to be a whole ton of shorts. There's going to be 4 different levels on the membership side. I want to give people a lot of value on the memberships. There's going to be shorts. There's going to be member videos, member polls, member live streams. On the highest level, which I haven't set up yet, anyone that wants to learn about YouTube, how do you set up all of this by yourself? How do cameras work? How does lighting work? How does the software work? Do you use OBS? Do you use StreamYard? Do you serve this? Do you do that? What do you do? All of the but anyway, so I'm getting the memberships together, and hopefully that's going to be a whole more other level of fun. If a lot of I am totally, look, if you can't afford anything and you just want to hang out for everything, don't pay anything you can't afford. Absolutely not. I am more than happy with it, just hanging out. Like that's all good. But those memberships, I am getting them together. Okay, so now we're down to. Do we do Apophis first? You guys, we'll do Apophis. We'll end with Avi Loeb. Oh, Calgary? Calgary? Are you from Calgary? Hey, Calgary, are you from Calgary? Is Calgary? Hi, hey there. Hey there. Hello, hello. Wasn't it Einstein or somebody along his line? Oh, geez, that's going back to another thread, isn't it, that I missed? Hey, Einstein is capable of anything. Dirty Red, Einstein said it. There you go. There you go. Enjoy Disco Joe. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I need like a little drum set right here. Dunk. That's what I would do. That's what I would do for you right there. All of yous. It's Friday night. So let's do this Apophis. Asteroid Apophis. Like, don't worry about 3i Atlas. It's going. We're going to learn about the anti-tail. I got a 5-slide show about anti-tails, and that will prove to you if you can prove, like in a court of law, that the defendant or the person on trial lied once, unequivocally. Once they lie once, they lie about everything. Everything else becomes suspect, right? I will show you anti-tail stuff that will go, oh my God. Okay, Abby is stupid. Abby is being stupid. But he did get his Netflix deal, so that's good for him. Let's do Apophis. This is going to be, I'm going to share my window. And I thought I do have it. There it is. So where is it? Window. I don't want to share that. Why would I share that? That wouldn't share anything. There's some, when you do this all yourself, there's always technical difficulties. Always. Okay, that's not going to be. Yeah, that's just okay. Do I need to do it the other way? Oh, no. So I need to remove that. Slides in PVF off of my computer. Upload. Oh, no. That's not even going to be the same. Okay. Why is this? Okay, this is really untie. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Your computer, upload file. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I thank you for your patience during our technical difficulties. There we go. Show files. See, I put everything into show files. So I got the date and the file, and then under show files, I try and be as organized as I can be. I am not the most organized person on this planet. Not even close. Not even close. It is Christmas. Guys, it's Christmas. And it's Friday. And Disco's got it off till January 5th. Disco's got it off till January 5th. And perhaps many other of you, right? I'm sure a lot of people. This is probably, like, why would you go to work? Like, next week is, right? I'm sure a lot of people have got time off now. Oh, this feels so good. Oh, so good. The aliens that you see on your screen are not real. They were not taken from 3i Atlas, nor are they a representation of what is factual. Although I'm sure that's what Avi Loeb sees when he thinks 3i Atlas. Oh, I see why I don't do it that way. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we got to do, because the slide thing. Oh, guys, I do apologize. Oh, I do apologize. Why is it not coming up? The screen is right there. Close. All right. Well, we're gonna have to. Okay, we'll just have to do it this way. Wait a sec. But why is, guys? I do apologize. Bear with me. Remove from studio. Stop screen. Okay, I see. All right, okay, well, I'll do it this way. Okay, I got it. Okay, so guys, Apophis. Thank you. I apologize. This can be complicated stuff. Apophis 2029. But I'm going to move this here so my face is more centered. Come on. Windows can just drive me crazy sometimes. Apophis 2029, my friends. My apologies. Here we go. Is it all the screens are good? Okay. From planetary. So this is an asteroid that is coming, and here's the information you need to know about Apophis. And it's coming in 2029. From planetary threat to scientific opportunity, 99942 Apophis, near Earth asteroid, approximately 340 meters wide, comparable to the Eiffel Tower. 2004, initial calculations suggested a 2.7% impact chance in 2009. December 2025, radar tracking ruled out Earth impact for the next century. So it's basically the grandkids, or the grandkids have to worry about Apophis smacking the Earth. Upcoming flyby Friday, April 13th, 2029. A unique laboratory for planetary defense. Oops, what am I doing? Science opportunity. Earth's gravity will physically reshape the asteroid during its close pass because it's going to become very close to Earth, 2 diameters away from Earth. And in those 2 diameters, Earth's gravity, which is pretty tough, it's pretty powerful compared to Apophis. So ultra close proximity. Within 19,600 miles of Earth. Earth's diameter is only 8,000 miles. So you're talking, from the radius of Earth and then 2 more Earths, you're talking, it's going to come within, I think the farthest satellites are about 23,000 miles. So it will come within the farthest satellite band. That's pretty close. Naked eye visibility, visible as a moving point of light. Approximately 2 billion people across Europe, Africa, and parts of Asia will actually see this thing. And that's pretty amazing, right? Planetary reshaping. Earth's tidal forces are expected to trigger asteroid quakes and surface landslides on Apophis, potentially revealing fresh material from beneath its dusty exterior. Can you believe Avi Loeb? What Avi Loeb is he's gonna pitch a tent. He is not to use imagery that is he's gonna pitch a tent. He's gonna go what do the guys call swing? This is an Avi Loeb dream. Apophis is an Avi Loeb dream. Permanent orbital shift. The 2029 encounter will be so intense that Earth's gravity will permanently alter Apophis' path, stretching its 324-day orbit into a 423-day orbit. That's an interesting number. They just use the same numbers and they discombobulate it. It's Osiris Apex mission. This is interesting, guys. NASA has redirected the spacecraft that sampled Bennu to rendezvous with Apophis immediately after its 2029 flyby to study how the encounter affected its structure. The graphics are pretty good. This is a rinky-dink outfit. Seriously, it is. My budget for slides is 0. It's not bad graphics, guys. It's not bad graphics. Not bad. I think. ESA's Ramses mission. The European Space Agency is developing the Ramses mission designed to reach the asteroid before it reaches Earth to observe the before and after effects of the flyby. 100-year, and maybe this is important, or maybe if you don't believe NASA and all the peeps within NASA, 100-year safety clearance. Following a precise 2021 radar campaign, NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, SNEOS. Who do you work for? I work for SNEOS. Excuse me? Can you spell that? Officially removed Apophis from the risk list, confirming no impact for at least 100 years. But the thing is, things happen, right? It just needs a tiny degree change for things to be materially affected. That's kind of the regional, not global threat. If Apophis, this is the fun stuff. now we're getting, what is it? Okay, all right, I'll give you that. There's a space.com just sent some news about 3i Atlas. So this is the fun stuff, guys. We're getting to the destructive stuff. Like, so how much damage would we do if it hit the Earth? What would it destroy? That's all we care about, right? Danny waits till slide 9. Regional, not global threat. If Apophis were to hit, it would release energy equal to 1,000 plus megatons of TNT, enough to destroy a state or small country, but it lacks the size to cause a global mass extinction. The one that destroyed the dinosaurs was it 27 kilometers ish? It was big, much bigger than this thing. This thing is not big. This is not a big. Rare frequencies. Scientists estimate that an asteroid of this size passes this close to Earth only once every 7,500 to 10,000 years. 10,000 years. That's even going before Stonehenge was built. Way beyond Stonehenge. That's beyond the Egyptian Empire. It's beyond. It's a long time ago. It's a long time. We got one more. Yeah, one more slide. Oh, the spin factor, right? The spin factor. This is interesting too. Apophis is a tumbler. So if you've ever been called a tumbler, your name is Apophis, the god of chaos in Egypt. Apophis is a tumbler, meaning it doesn't rotate on a single axis like a planet. Scientists are eager to see if Earth's gravity will speed up or slow down this chaotic spinning during the 2029 pass. The thing is just like, it's all over the place. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our slide presentation of Apophis. You now know what Apophis is, so that on water cooler talks or just talking to a friend tomorrow, hey, did you hear about Apophis? It gives you that conversation. The power of conversation is what it gives you. That's what it does. Yep. So we just got a few comments here. It's Friday night. I should have had, I probably should have had some Christmas music or something. I don't even have a Christmas background. I do have, what is that? Oh, spaceships. Carl Sagan. These are some of the Chuck Norris. Oh, every Wednesday, if you guys are interested, every Wednesday we do How Tough is Chuck Norris? Every Wednesday we do 12 How Tough is Chuck Norris points. And I met Chuck Norris. I have met him. I was a kickboxer in my time. I did get a chance to meet him a couple times. And the one I was using yesterday was on the seventh day, God rested, and from there on, Chuck Norris took over. That's what. On the seventh, God rested on the seventh day, and after that, Chuck Norris took it all from there. You keep resting. You keep resting. My name is Chuck Norris, and I'm taking over. It's okay. That's enough. Okay, so that's. Oh, geez. Are you guys ready for Christmas? Who is like I do think at least spending some time to watch Christmas movies. I think it's a big part. It's a big part of just enjoying, right? Just relax. Like you just watch something that that doesn't have consequences. And you know how it ends, right? Like Scrooge, I love Scrooged because the story is great with the kid at the end, and Bill Murray goes through a massive, that character arc is massive. Lumpy. His name is Lumpy. Remember it? Lumpy. He's got the. You know what? I'd probably watch Scrooge this weekend. Yeah. Cattle Rancher, you're doing fine. Oh wait, where are we here? Yo, hours away. Oh, you're hours away from Calgary. Second biggest rodeo in the world. The Calgary Stampede. It's the Calgary Stampede, right? Calgary Stampede. What the hey is Apophis? Oh, yeah. Well, that was before this. That was before the segment. You're doing fine, young man. Thank you, Cattle. I'm not young though. I'm probably older than you. I think. I was born in 67. I'm not, well, I feel young. I do not feel my age, honestly. I feel like I'm in my 30s. I do. Sudden Impact. Yeah. That was, well, it's not a Christmas movie. That's a Sudden Impact movie. Cattle Rancher, It's a Wonderful Life. It is. Look, it's a tough life. It's a tough life. Look, the last 2 years have been hell for me. I'll be honest. I'll share a hard story. My story. The last 2 years have been hell for me. I had a massive thriving business in Los Angeles. And it did not take long for the entire, just like thousands of every other business around me, small business owners that closed up 1 or 2 years before I did. Entire blocks in Los Angeles shut down, boarded up, gone. Bye-bye. Massive wealth transfer from small town America to Amazon, to the big companies. That's what COVID did. And I spent 2 years trying to get out of Los Angeles, trying to sell bits and pieces, the parts. Finally, I got out May 11th. I got my ass out after 20 years there. I was there. I had a business. I was a screenwriter. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. But that city is destroying people. I'm still recovering. Believe me, I'm still recovering. I am still very much recovering. Oh God, my ass is so sore. I'm tired of getting my ass kicked. Do you guys know what it's like? Do you know, like you just can't even sit down anymore because your ass is kicked so many times. But I do relish the times that I can just relax, forget about it. I will deal with everything else later on, right? And I think this is the whole idea behind it's Friday night. It's Friday night on Dimension Zero. There are times we need to just disengage. If we disengage and allow our batteries to charge, we're probably able to think a little clearer. There's always some kind of a solution. And if you're not going through any sort of a, tough time, a lot of people are across North America, even Europe, Australia. I got friends in New Zealand. Kiwis, tough in New Zealand, guys. Unless your name is James Cameron or Jackson, what's his name? They're doing fine. But New Zealand's having a tough time. I mean, look, it's tough. It's tough. So if you're not having a tough time, love the family, love the people you're around, love your friends, love that person that opens the door for you going into Starbucks. Thank you. And have a glass of wine. Thank you. I'm going to run out of wine before the show is over, though. That's the problem. Is there? Yeah. Oh, so we got, we're going to get into, Avi Loeb had some comments today. He did an interview. Our buddy Avi. He's not going to stop with this stuff. He is milking the cow. Like he does this, if this is Three Eye Atlas, he's doing this and then money's falling out the bottom. It's like he's just milking the cow. It's like milking the cow. That's me milking a cow. That's Avi Loeb milking Three Eye Atlas. The toy. Oh, I'm 68. Cattle. Damn, you beat me by 10 years. Dude, I bow to your wisdom. One thing I learned, age does have wisdom. There is wisdom in age. Make no mistake. It's a Wonderful Life. Cattle Rancher. I think I missed a few comments. If that rock hit Yellowstone, we might have a problem. Oh yeah, we would. Angel 1, we would have a problem. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Yellowstone, right? Super volcano. If Yellowstone ever goes, the US is, yeah, that's they did make a movie about Yellowstone. I have a friend who's a geologist kind of a guy. He loves that kind of stuff. He loves volcanoes. He loves volcanoes. He loves everything. Have you guys seen that short, that mini Trump, the guy that does all those what's it, they call him Stump Trump? We love, he does a good job. He does a good, the toy good movie. Yeah. Laughing out, LA shithole. I said it is, guys. You know, when I first moved to Los Angeles, 2007, during that crisis, during the Great Recession, I would see people sleeping in their cars, and I was mortified. And this was just outside of Beverly Hills, a mile outside of Beverly Hills, going west before the 405, and it was a nice area. My girlfriend at the time was a lawyer, and I would walk by, and I used to go for a morning cigarette. She didn't know I smoked. I've quit smoking long since then. But I would walk by people, and I would see them sleeping in their cars. So 20 years ago, you're like, oh my God, like what we got to, like, can't we do something? Like why are people, but today, guys, it is block after block after block of people, families sleeping in SUVs, sleeping in small little old 40-year-old motorhomes that are decrepit and they can't even move anymore. And it's not just a few, it's block after block. Skid Row is much larger than it was. You walk through downtown, I'll tell you, it's dangerous just walking through. I used to live at this apartment complex. There used to be a Whole Foods on Grand Avenue. If anyone who's lived in Los Angeles, and on Grand Avenue, just before 7th Avenue, there's a Chipotle on the corner. And it was one of the, back when I could afford it, like $3,000 a month for a studio. $3,000 a month for a studio. That included electricity and everything like that, right? The full. LA as a cesspool now. The only parts that are good are Brentwood, Beverly Hills, the Hollywood Hills, right? These small little areas that are their own independent cities, by the way. Parts of Hollywood, right? Sad how Cali was destroyed. Do you guys, the 3rd Street Promenade. Oh my God, the 3rd Street Promenade was such a gorgeous place to go shopping. It was an outside in Santa Monica. And you had beautiful stores. It was regular stores, but also high-end stores. And you had cafes and restaurants. And anyone who knows LA, the 3rd Street Promenade was beautiful. It's gone. It's wiped out. It is shite. Gone. Wiped out. That's what's happening. What's going on? Now we got AI. Like, what's going on? I don't know. Hey, believe me, this channel is going to spend time looking into it. Like the whole AI thing, what's happening, where it's going to, the progress, what it's taken over. From an economic standpoint, because I did work on Wall Street for a few years, what are the implications? On and on and on. But next we're getting the 3i Atlas here. We are. You're pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. You will do great. You got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. But I think there is nothing wrong with asking for help, or if you see someone that you can help them and they need help, I'll tell you, it will be paid back in the future, some way, one way or the other. I'm not a religious guy. I'm not. Like, look, this is karma. Karma is just the simple idea that what you put out there is what you get back. There's no magic around it. And it is at a time of Christmas, at a time where, it's Friday night. It's Friday night. I'll say it again. The Grinch. Why do I have Chuck Norris up? I thought I left it on Chuck Norris. Really? Can I get some, what do we got? What do we got? Oh. Hello. There's you got. Oh, I gotta get the video. You could buy these new these sit down helicopters. You sit down and there's these four chopper things, and they take you up and you fly around. 125 grand. 125 grand. I got to pull a video. Maybe tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're live tomorrow night. Like it's gonna be. We gotta have the aliens up because we're doing Avi Loeb. But yeah. I'm not going to change the world. None of us are going to change the world. But I always say you can't change the world, but you can change your part of the world. That's where you focus on. Change your little part of the world. If more of us do that, I think that maybe there's an opportunity that, or family. I got no family. That's why I'm live Christmas Day. I'm live for 8 hours. I'm going live for 8 hours on Christmas Day. Probably 2 4-hour chunks. And Christmas Eve, I'm going to be alive for 4 hours. I got no family, but I love me Christmas, and I want to spend it for everyone that doesn't have a Christmas. Spend it with me. Spend Christmas with me. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We'll do some historical Jesus stuff. Actually, we'll go down and we'll get into the nitty gritty. You know which movie I kind of consider to be a Christmas movie? And it's not, but I watch it because it does give me Christmas vibes. The Kingdom of Heaven. It's a Ridley Scott movie. It's freaking awesome. It is awesome. Maybe because it's about the Holy Land. The effects of at the very end when Saladin comes and sieges Jerusalem. And it's a true story, right? The leper king of Jerusalem. Obviously, Orlando Bloom's character probably is obviously a manifestation, but it is about the Knights Templar, about Christianity when they during the time that they held Jerusalem. I mean, I love history. Like I am a history lover, and I love the medieval times. I love Roman times. I love antiquity. I wrote some of my best screenplays in and around antiquity. I love Alexander the Great. I do. I think he is great, great, flippin' great. Alexander the Great. The Hellenistic period. I think I've said this in the last couple of episodes. Hellenistic period is responsible for a lot of what we have today, and it's because of Alexander the Great. And another good movie is the Colin Farrell Alexander the Great movie. I think it is underrated, especially with today. You guys old enough to remember Johnny Carson? I am. It only has a 5.6. I don't think that's a fair. This was an Oliver Stone passion project. I wonder if I can. I'll just put it up. This is not fair. I think this movie. What the world just happened here? Oh, I see. Okay. All right. No. There we go. Yeah. I don't think this is fair. I don't. I gotta set this up, make it right. Oh, why? Get rid of the advertising, please. So it's got a 5.6. It's an Oliver Stone. Like, is it some of the battle scenes are magnificent, guys. Oh, I gotta change. I seriously have to do the scenes this weekend for when I change this stuff. The battle scenes are some of the most brilliant large scale battle scenes, and it's historically accurate. It's Oliver Stone, Colin Farrell, Anthony Hopkins, Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson, she was kind of sexy in this movie. Like she was. She did a dance that was like, oh. But this was a Colin Farrell movie. It was when he went to Persia and that fight in Persia, they had that classic when Alexander the Great's on the big horse against the elephant. Oh, if that doesn't give you tingles up your spine, I don't know what will. There it is. There it is. That is Alexander the Great, right? That is what reminds you of Alexander the Great. He did stuff with like 40 or 50,000 troops that no one should have done. Nobody should have done what he did. Absolutely impossible. If it was written in the Bible, I wouldn't believe it. I'm not a Bible, I don't believe in the historical context of the Bible. But the fact that it is written history of what Alexander the Great did. But anyway, I mean, this is a little bit of a tangent. I know I drifted away from Avi Loeb and everything like that. But I think this movie is, last time I watched it was, I think, 8 months ago. I'm definitely down to watch it again. I think Colin Farrell has some fantastic emotional speeches. You know how when the commander always does. These troops fought, and it is recorded history. These troops fought. These Macedonians fought like they did because they literally believed in Alexander the Great. They believed in this young guy that he could conquer the world. And belief, that's the power of belief, right? That is the power. I guess maybe belief could also be a certain kind of, nothing is like science as the superpower. But belief is, they believed in Alexander the Great. None of them questioned him. They followed his orders and he conquered the world. Anyway, I do invite you guys. It's good viewing. I think Oliver Stone put his heart and passion into it, and it deserves it. If you're not, I know it's Christmas, so watch your Christmas movies. I just throwing some stuff out there for consumption. Just a few things for consumption. Okay, so Avi Loeb was talking today. That's a surprise, right? Avi Loeb was yakking. Every day he gets on there with some. I'm surprised. Today it was with a Chicago station, Fox. But you know why? You know why it's like a local station? Because I've never seen him on the main stations, right? I've never seen Avi Loeb on the main, the Fox Main. I don't think they've ever had him on the Fox Main channel. But he'll go on the affiliates, and so this was done. I guess this interview was done about 10 hours ago, maybe. So at 1:01 a.m. last night. Look, I was online with a lot of people last night watching it. It's like, okay, let's see the Cylons. I want to see the Cylons. There's no Cylons. Nothing happened. Because I'll tell you why nothing happened. Because it was a comet. It was a comet. No, I want the laugh. I want the laugh. Boring! What?
What's wrong with being sexy? I mean, there's no
sexist.
Oh, sexist. Okay. Spinal Tap. Rob Reiner. Shit. That's like, look, I don't believe in Rob Reiner's. I didn't agree with Rob Reiner's politics, but Spinal Tap is one of my all-time top 10 greatest movies ever made. So, we got some comments. I am going to get to those comments. We're gonna get into a little bit of this 3-Eye Atlas. Then we're gonna get into the comments. Excuse me, as I'm still getting over I think it was the flu I had.
Gas is the one and only.
Hold up. The one and only. Could I remove that comment? Okay, so yeah, like I say, this is Avi Loeb talking today. So setting this video up, Avi Loeb is talking. 3-Eye Atlas has come and gone. 168 million miles at 1:01 a.m. Eastern today. So that is, what is that? 20 hours ago? 21, just less than 21 hours ago. He always goes on the local stations, and he's always excited. He's always smiling. Of course, he's got the Netflix deal. He's got the Netflix show. The money was not disclosed, how much he was paid. That's interesting in itself, isn't it? Avi Loeb. It's Friday night, my friends. Sit back and relax as I present to you the latest interview from Avi Loeb.
Avi Loeb as we get ready for Atlas to make its closest appearance toward Earth. Thank you so much for joining us as always.
It's a great pleasure to join you, as always.
All right, so what are your thoughts on us at this point in Atlas's orbit?
Well, for us, it's a highlight, not for 3i Atlas. It avoided the Earth, actually, when it came closest to the sun. It was on the other side of the sun. We couldn't observe it from Earth. However, today, it's closest to Earth, and that's a great opportunity for us to observe it because it's also a new moon. So there is...
Oh, it's a new moon. Guys, we got some astrology in here now. I know what he's probably going to... I think it's something about to do with the light. Light refraction is not as much light hitting the moon and reflecting. And I've heard that argument, that comment. But he was talking yesterday about stuff coming out, ships coming out. But he's still just as happy.
Much moonlight in the night sky. And what is unusual, and we realized it only recently, is that there is an anti-tail, a jet pointed at the sun.
He brings up the anti-tail jet. I have a five slide slideshow. What do I say? Is that how you say it? I have a 5-page slideshow about all of the comets that have come that also had an anti-tail. We'll do that in a bit. I don't want to do it this early into the interview, but I will show you how many comets have actually had an anti-tail. It's not very common. It's not very uncommon. It's very common.
Still in existence, even though now it's in the opposite direction to the motion of the object. What we saw before, when the object was approaching the sun, we saw a jet pointed at the sun in the direction.
See, he's talking about it like it's something new. This has never happened. Oh my God, this is just like regular comet fare. This is like, yeah, I got into the car and I started the car and I pressed on the gas. It went forward. Really?
Of motion. And in addition, we learned this week that the rotation axis of this object is also directed at the sun because the jet was wobbling around it. And that means that the object had a permanent day side from the sun-facing side and a permanent night side on the other side.
Did you guys hear that? So there is... on one side, the sun shines, and then on the other side of it, there's no sunshine. That's literally... So basically on the Earth, you know how it's like nighttime in North America right now? It's sunny in China. That's literally what he fucking said. Okay, that's my first curse word in this show. But that's literally what he said. There's a dark side and there's a light side.
That is different from the Earth, where the rotation axis is nearly perpendicular to the direction to the sun. So a day changes into night for us on almost every point except for the poles. And so that is unusual because it means also that the jet came, the base of the jet is close to the pole of this object. And now, after it passed closest to the sun, there is a different jet coming from the other pole.
Oh my God, don't tell me that it's like shooting multiple gaseous emissions from multiple places. What a bad comment. You know what, guys? There are a lot of places. I'm telling you, there's a lot of YouTube channels you could go to hear all the bullshit. You can to hear all the bullshit where they buy into this crap. Like it's some sort of Harry Potter moment. Oh my God, it's gassing in more than one place. Really? Oh my God, gas is being expelled from this comet in more than one place. Is that good? Is that magical? Is that Harry Potterish? Is Gandalf on this thing? Uru? Who's writing? On this channel, we won't take it on this channel. Like this is one of the few channels, I'm telling you, man.
The question is, how do we get these tightly collimated jets? They seem to be at least 10 times longer than they are wide. And if you just have a pocket of ice on the surface of a rock, you would expect when the sun...
A jet that is 10 times longer than it is wide. He literally just said 1 + 1 = 2. So when you have a jet airplane flying through the air, do you expect the emissions from the jet to be longer than it is wide or wider than it is long? The very fact of physics. He literally just said 1 + 1 = 2. Literally.
Illuminates it for it to evaporate in all directions. So you won't get a collimated jet out of that unless
Do I, Mike? Oh, oh my God. So everything is rocking away, and all of a sudden it goes, your computer needs to reboot. And, or Windows needs to reboot. So anyway, looks like, oh man, I do apologize. That is terrible. That is terrible. Oh, we lost our peeps. Hopefully they'll come back. That was a Windows crash. That was a Windows crash. The Windows, yeah. So let me get let me get back to where we were. Oh, let's wait a little bit for a couple secs for let everyone to come back. And my apologies, everyone. That was a Windows. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Microsoft, for crashing the. While I'm here, I might as well do. Oh, cattle ranchers doing some talking. Howdy, everyone. Whoever gets to tell you, yeah, we've been there. Yeah. Love the battle scenes. Yeah. Good night, y'all. 3 a.m. did the Dirty Red. So, So yeah. This sucks. Okay, I'm going to go and find. Let me get the video file back up. And hopefully people will find their way back to the live stream here.
Guess is the one and only Avi Loeb.
As we get back into this. It is unfortunate, but it is technology, and it is a matter of fact with... Oh, okay. Right. I got to get back into this, fix this, go like that. It is Friday night. Let's get back. And I think we got it here. So where were we on the video? Right about here? We'll start from there. Okay, here we go. My apologies. That was Windows cutting us off, ending the stream, and now we're restarting.
So if there is something that is old, it should be released to the public, and scientists like myself would love to look into it. The other thing we can do is obviously observe the sky and look for any outliers, unusual objects that operate in ways that go beyond the performance envelope of familiar technologies. And that's what I'm doing by leading the Galileo project. We have 3 observatories, and we will be monitoring millions of objects in the sky in the coming year. And if we see anything unusual, we let everyone know, because we.
Oh, he will. Believe me, if they see anything unusual, he will find something unusual. I have no doubt.
Are not particularly
He
interested in human-made objects.
Let me kind of ask you about your timeline of watching Atlas. You know, I say the last couple of months we've been talking about it, but when did you start really keying in on Atlas?
It was discovered on July 1st. Not a great timing as far as I'm concerned, because my wife wanted us to go for a vacation in Cancun. And as I arrived, I immediately realized this object is unusual because it's very bright. And if the brightness of the object was a result of a solid body reflecting sunlight, it should have been of all the length of Manhattan Island, the same size as the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. That's a very rare object that, in fact, there is not enough material in interstellar space to deliver such an object.
He is constantly, literally, yesterday he was talking about how he had no idea and we can't measure the amount of material in our galaxy, which is right. We cannot measure the amount of material that is floating around in 120,000 light year across galaxy. And now they think that actually the Milky Way is bigger. The Milky Way might be much bigger than we first thought. It might be as big as Andromeda. That is... There's no way we're going to measure how much is floating around. So yesterday, in the last couple of days, he's been talking about how we can't measure it. He always talked about a July 4th paper that he put out that measured exactly how much. You're sitting on the beaches of Cancun and you're just making this shit up as you go along. Well, basically, I think of the material. Oh my God! Are you Harry Potter? Are you Gandalf? That's the only explanation I have. Is that Avi Loeb is Gandalf.
To our backyard once per decade. And that it triggered my interest, and I wrote a scientific paper while my wife enjoyed the vacation. But that was just the first clue. And then I realized, in fact, the object is traveling in the plane of the planets around the sun to within 5 degrees.
There's nothing. It's flying within 5 degrees of the sun. So that is the James Webb Space Telescope, Atlas. The Atlas telescope found it. Looks for all objects between 5 degrees or less. So that is what we're going to find. He always makes this out to be some sort of an anomaly. It's not. Apophis, asteroid Apophis, which we just talked about, right? We just talked about Apophis before this. Apophis is at a 3.31 degree inclination chain difference from our solar system. The moon has a 5.1 degree difference. Apophis is even less than our moon, and he's trying to suggest that this 5 degree difference from the plane of our solar system is somehow evidence for aliens. What? I mean, honestly, this is the kind of stuff that religion is based on. I get the kind of stuff that Hale Bopp. Remember Hale Bopp? This is the kind of stuff that Hale Bopp is all premised on.
And the chance of that happening at random is 1 in 500. So why do we have this alignment, which, by the way, is a great fortune because we can observe the object for a very long time. We've already observed it for almost 5 to 6 months, and we will continue to observe it for a few more months. And that would not have been the case if it were to come at a large angle relative to where all our space assets are. You know, the observatories that we have either on Earth or in space are all located in that plane. And so that was surprising. And I thought, well, maybe it was sent in that plane. I mean, there is no reason for such an alignment, given that it's only the third object and the chance.
The fact that he believes there has to be a reason for the alignment? What do you mean? What are you talking about? There has to be a reason for the alignment? If not, it's aliens? I don't understand the if statement in what he's saying, right? So a lot of what he talks about is just verbal. I mean, I was an English major in university and a minor in philosophy. So if you're going to put an if statement in what you're talking about, you know, from a philosophical perspective, like the points have to make sense. They don't. None of what he talks about ever makes sense. He's just talking mumbo jumbo. Every astrophysicist, theoretical physicist, astronomer, cosmologist looks at what he says and goes, how does he have his position at Harvard? But I don't believe Avi Loeb is a dumb man. I believe he is a smart man. I believe he is highly intelligent. Except when it comes to 3i Atlas.
Is 1 in 500.
Netflix. Netflix.
And actually, the plane of the Milky Way disk is misaligned by 60 degrees. So you can't explain this by saying, oh, the object came from the Milky Way galaxy.
You got our brain.
Where'd it come from? Andromeda? Like what? I love, like, look, these announcers, right? These announcers, they got about as much understanding of astronomy as like the average, like 3-year-old. Like they have no clue. This girl is absolutely. She would be amazed if Avi said, "Well, so the Earth goes around the sun." She'd be like, "Are you? Wow, are you serious? Is this new?" Yes, this is brand new.
Going, the space lovers are chiming in. Jim says, "Is it a realistic possibility that there is alien intelligence, but this is just a comet?"
Of course. I mean, this is just one object that we recently identified in our backyard. And, you know, if it's a comet, a natural object, there were billions of similar objects that visited us before. So this is a relatively large object. There are many more smaller objects that we can't see because they don't reflect enough sunlight. We can only see them if they happen to collide with Earth and appear as a meteor. And there was one from 2014, half a meter in size, that collided with Earth and was moving roughly at the same speed as 3i Atlas. And I discovered it with my undergraduate student, Amir Siraj, back then, and about 5 years ago. And I led an expedition to the Pacific Ocean to look for the materials from that.
And it's alien tech. It's alien tech.
The object because it was the first recognized interstellar meteor. So there are plenty of those objects if they are natural rocks or however
he's claiming it's alien tech or the possibility of alien
fraction
tech.
Of those that have a technological objective that come to visit the inner solar system for a reason. And that, of course, is the most interesting finding that we can have because, you know, if we find a rock, the best we can hope for is maybe taking a small sample of it and checking whether the material has the building blocks of life, because this rock came from another star. And
well, I wouldn't disagree with that, right? So if we get some fragments from an asteroid or a meteor that hits the Earth, boom, and we get proof of life within a meteor that literally, the whole idea that what is that called? It's with a P. That life is being permeated across the galaxy and across the entire universe. through not through engineers, as we see in Prometheus, which is a Christmas movie. Because there's a Christmas tree in it, right when they wake up, right when they wake up from cryo sleep. What's the actor's name? The dude that's putting up the Christmas tree, the captain of the ship. I like him; he's a good actor. But anyway, it's
traveling to that star will take us millions to billions of years. That's the best you can hope to do with a rock that arrives to our backyard from another star. But if it happens to be a technological object, of course, we would like to get a close picture of it. In real, if we find that there are buttons on it, we might use the robotic arm of a lander to press a button and see what happens.
The flip side, Jonathan says, why is it so hard for people to believe this might not be a comet?
Yeah, that is difficult because you should think of people in a way that it resembles AI systems. And as we know, the large language models are as good as the training data set that they have. So if you take people and train them on icebergs or icy rocks in space, and you say, these are the objects that we found in space in the past, they would always identify any object in the sky as a space rock, as a natural object, because that's what they're trained on. And that's the way you should.
He literally said nothing there. You guys listening to him? He literally said nothing there. I'm trying to get the point of what he was trying to say. I'm like, the Panspermia. The word I was trying to think of is Panspermia. Panspermia is the idea that life or its seeds are transferred between celestial bodies, such as by comets. It's called Panspermia. It's the Panspermia hypothesis. A specific variation focusing on comets as the primary transport and even incubators for life is known as cometary Panspermia. The general theory of Panspermia suggests that life exists throughout the universe and is distributed by mechanisms such as comets, asteroids, and meteoroids.
Think of, comet experts. That's what they worked on for decades. And all I'm asking them is to expand their training data set, because we know that we launched equipment to space and that there are not only rocks there. And assuming that we are the most accomplished technological civilization is really arrogant, because, the sun arrived to the scene only in the last 1/3 of cosmic history. Most stars formed billions of years before the sun. And there could have been many space entrepreneurs out there that are far more accomplished than Elon Musk. And
he brought up Elon Musk again. He brought Elon Musk on an interview yesterday, threw him under the bus. He just threw Elon Musk under the bus again, that are much more accomplished than Elon Musk. Because that was his words, right? I didn't get that wrong. He said much more accomplished than Elon Musk. Look, I would not compare myself. I don't like comparing myself to anybody. There's no point to. There's no reason to compare or to suggest, unless there's ulterior motives. I mean, this is just like he threw Brian Cox and Neil deGrasse Tyson under the bus because they didn't believe in what he was saying, or they offered, the alternative notion that it might be a comet. This is the more I hear stuff. This is not what a scientist does. This is not what the head of astronomy at Harvard does. But he's got tenure. He has tenure. He do whatever he wants. He's there for life. He's got salary for life.
We should approach this with a sense of modesty and just keep our eyes up and see if there is anything coming our way. And just on...
You think no one is keeping their eyes open and watching if something is cut? That the whole freaking world is doing that, you dumbass. I'm doing that. The whole freaking world is looking for something coming our way. Like, you think you're the only one looking for shit? God, are you stupid sometimes? This man is stupid sometimes. He is stupid for a man who is not stupid. This man is not dumb. But he makes it all about him. Like, I am the only one in the entire world. He even compared it to October 7th several times. You're going to politicize it now, Avi? You're politicizing it? Really? Avi?
January 2nd this year, there was an object near Earth that was classified by the Minor Planet Center, the official organization, as a near-Earth asteroid. And then within a day, they realized that it moves along the path of the Tesla Roadster car that was launched by SpaceX. So then they removed it from their catalog and said, sorry, it's not a rock, it's a car. And the only reason they could do that is...
I have one thing to say.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Look at me.
Because they knew about, the object that was launched by humans. But if there was another company near another star that would launch a car, an interstellar car, that would have been classified as a rock of a type that we've never...
Now we're talking about freaking cars? This guy goes all over the place. Like, he is he will just go anywhere because... Why? I'm the head of astronomy for Harvard, and I just talk and I make things sound like, kind of like okay. I have to do I have to believe this guy because he's the head of astronomy at Harvard? Because he has because I think I'm dumb compared to him? No, you're not. You're not. You're not. What he is talking about is utter absolute nonsense. It is utter. And if I watched some of the YouTube stuff before this, people literally, they're talking about clickbait, right? And they're talking, my God, the stuff that they talk, I wouldn't even, why even, he has created an entire click farm of bullshit. and he got a Netflix deal out of it.
Never seen before.
You know what? That feeds into this next question from a viewer perfectly, because they're asking, what does the tale tell of us? What does the tale tell us about the possibility of this being technology rather than a comet?
Okay, this is the perfect time. So now we're talking about the anti-tale, right? So he always goes into the anti-tale. And so I just happened to develop a 5-point slideshow that goes deep into the idea of anti-tales. Look, I am just like any other guy. I do chase some tail once in a while. I do. I do chase some tail. It's Friday night. Just relax. It's Friday night. Friday night's fun. Friday night fun show. But so I did this slideshow. I gotta pull up from my computer, I guess, because it's there we go. Processing. Okay, so this whole thing, Avi Loeb, and then we'll get back to the video right after this, because I think this is the perfect time that we need to end this. And look, and I put up 45 minutes of work. It doesn't take much to discredit this man you call Avi Loeb. That's not what I wanted. Oh, shoot. I got to remember. I got to open it up again. Yeah, I got to open it up. Bear with me. I'm coming. Show files. There we go. Anti-tail comments. Anti-tail. Anti-tail. We got some comments. Oh, we got some comments in the comments section to get to. So, my friends, if I can refer to you as my friends, and I refer to you as my friends because I feel that way. What is a comet anti-tail? An anti-tail is a striking astronomical phenomenon. Can we see that? Yeah, I think that's good, right? Size is good. Size is good. It's like the beginning. You know, that reminded me of the beginning of Gladiator. At the beginning of Gladiator, Ridley Scott is an incredibly historical piece director. The opening battle scene of Gladiator is magnificent. It is like literally he went back to the Gladiator day, back to the days of Rome, and he filmed. He goes, "I told you to put those cannonballs. The distance is fine." Russell Crowe's character. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of. Gladiator's a great movie. Gladiator 2, not so much. An antitail is a striking astronomical phenomenon where a comet appears to have a spike or needle pointing directly towards the sun rather than away from it, like the traditional gas and dust tails. This is actually, you can write this down, an optical illusion caused by Earth's perspective as it passes through the comet's orbital plane. Got a little, imagery there. We got the comet's orbital plane, heavier dust, Earth's perspective edge on concentration. You see the Earth going. While typical tails consist of light gas and fine dust pushed back by solar radiation, the antitail is made of larger, heavier dust particles that are less affected by solar pressure. Let me read that again. While typical tails consist of light gas and fine dust pushed back by solar radiation. So basically, that is the comet coming towards the sun. And the sun is shooting off its solar wind, right? So that comet, that tail, gets pushed back, just like it would be a wind here in our atmosphere. No different. And there you see a great picture in the image. The antitail is made of larger, heavier dust particles that are less affected by solar pressure. Now, understand the solar wind is basically particles, right? That is being pushed. The heavier particles that are emitted from a comet as it goes around this perihelion, goes around the sun, the heavier particles are less affected by this solar wind. These particles remain behind the comet. So they, instead of following the comet, they get dragged behind the comet. These particles remain behind the comet in its orbital path. When Earth aligns perfectly with that thin disk of debris, so it comes in alignment so that the light refracts off of it and comes back towards us, we see the edge of concentration of dust as a sharp line projecting forward towards the sun. So it is a bunch of heavier particles that, instead of the comet going this way, these particles get dragged behind. So it goes here, and now these heavier particles, the light refracts from it back to us, and it looks like, oh wow, the comet's going this way, but the tail's going this way. That's it. This is, guys, we're not even in a university classroom, and I believe I just explained the antitail to everybody that we understand. But Avi Loeb has continuously used the antitail as a reason for why this is alien tech. This man is not a dumb man. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's saying is bullshit, because I am not an astrophysicist, and I know that what he is saying is bullshit. This is what the antitail is. Heavier particles that get dragged behind the comet as the comet accelerates away as it goes around the sun. And this heavier dust trail of heavier elements, when it hits the right angle, the light refracts back to Earth, and we get this antitail. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a natural phenomenon. It's like, say, this is no different than saying back 2,000 years ago, when there's a thunderstorm, it's like God is angry. Like, blah, 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 blah. You see the lightning? That is Thor. That's all it is. Slide number 2. The historical classic examples. These are comets These comets provided the first high-quality photographic evidence of antitails that helped astronomers understand the mechanics of heavier dust particles. Again, it's just heavier dust particles that get dragged behind the comet. Okay, some of these names are just going to mess me up. It's Friday night, guys. It's Friday night. Are you enjoying your Friday night? Is everyone? It's Christmas. Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy Druids Day. What are the pagan holidays? Are you Druid? What Druids? What else? Witches Day? Do witches celebrate? December 25th. Comet errand Roland which was named C1956R1, perhaps the most famous anti-tail in history. In 1957, it displayed a prominent needle-sharp spike that appeared to be several degrees long, pointing towards the sun. Comet Kohoutek, C1973EI, though often called a dud, for its brightness, it's displayed a distinct anti-tail observed by astronauts aboard Skylab. Remember Skylab? Oh my God, I totally forgot about Skylab. Do you guys remember Skylab? Wow, that is a blast from the past. In 1973. One of the most watched comets of the 20th century, Comet Hale-Bopp. Hale-Bopp. Drink the liquid and you will appear behind a spaceship behind Hale-Bopp. That was tragic. How many people died? 27 people died? A lot of people died. They took the liquid. Not as many as Jonestown who took the liquid, but they took one of the most watched comets of the 20th century. It exhibited a subtle but clear anti-tail during its perihelion passage in 1997. Hale-Bopp comes our way every 2,534 years, my friends. I always say this, the last time it was here was about 150 years before Alexander the Great. 150 years before Alexander the Great. Number 2, the great comets of the 2020s. These comets were bright enough to be seen with the naked eye or binoculars and displayed some of the most textbook examples of anti-tails ever recorded. I will guarantee you, Avi Loeb is not dumb to this. Avi Loeb is not a dumb man. It's just the way he says it. For people who are slightly educated on this stuff, he looks dumb. It feels agenda driven. Comet C 2023A3 or Chus Atlas. I'm not going to say the word. I can't say it. In late 2024, this comet developed a massive sharp anti-tail that appeared as a long needle pointing toward the sun. It was one of the most photographed astronomical events of the decade. Comet C 2022E3, known as the Green Comet. That's because it was it was Ryan Reynolds, is what it was. It surprised observers in early 2023 by developing a distinct thin anti-tail as Earth passed through its orbital plane. I have never wished for Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern to return until I watched Superman. When I watched Superman, I was on my knees begging for Ryan Reynolds to return as the Green Lantern. That's all I got to say about that. Comet Neowise C2020 F3. Ryan Reynolds as the Green Comet looks better every year. He does. That movie looks, you know what? Watch it again. When you watched it back in 20, whatever it was crap. Today, it's not that bad. It's aged pretty good given what we're watching today. I dare you. Watch Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern. You might say, you know what? That wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Comet Neowise, nothing to do with the Matrix. C2020, during its peak in the mid-2020, Neowise showed a complex structure that included a subtle anti-tail component visible in long exposure photographs. Guys, I spend hours doing these graphics. Hours. Actually, I don't. It's AI. AI helps me do this shit fast. It would take me a day to do one slideshow in Photoshop. Today, AI is going to change the world, my friends. And you got to keep up. You got to pay attention. You do. You can come to Dimension Zero because I'll give you as much info as I got. I will. Number 3, recent periodic and hyperbolic visitors. While not always great comets, these objects provided significant data for astronomers studying dust grain sizes. Comet 12P Pons-Brooks, known for its horn-like outbursts. So every comet is different. This is what we learn about every comet. So this comet had horn-like outbursts in 2023 and 2024. This comet displayed an anti-tail during its closest approach to the sun, though it was often overshadowed by its dramatic gas shell. Every comet has a distinct identity. They're not all the same. They are as different as human beings. 3i Atlas, Avi Loeb is just sometimes distinguishing some of the things that makes 3i Atlas look different, feel different, behave different. But it's well within the realm of what is called regular normal physics or cosmology or whatever you want, Comet C 2023 P1 Nishimura, Japanese, I guess, right? Discovered just before it swung past the sun in late 2023. It showed a brief but bright antitail that was highly compressed due to its close proximity to the solar disk. Again, it had different characteristics than 12P Pons Brooks, which had horn-like outbursts, which Avi, I'm surprised he didn't say, look, this is alien. It's got horns. They're probably bull-like creatures that are displaying their aggression. Comet C 2021 A1 Leonard. This comet's antitail was particularly interesting because it appeared just as the nucleus began to fragment, creating a unique trail of large debris. And of course, that is nothing new, right? These comets often break up as it closer gets to the sun. There is so many forces at work, especially as it nears the sun. You got basically heat and gravity, right? It gets closer, you got magnetic fields, all these things that work together. Current and interstellar anomalies 2025. These represent the very latest observations, including objects that are currently in our sky. 3i Atlas, there you go, my friends. 3i Atlas made the list. I made sure it made my list. I did. Because it has an anti-tail just like the other comets. Nothing new, nothing to see here, folks. Nothing new. There isn't. Honestly, there's nothing new. 3i Atlas, the 2025 interstellar comet as of December 19th, 2025, which of course today is December 19th. This is the most famous current example. Its antitail is described as wobbling or misaligned, which is currently a mystery being studied by major observatories. Comet C 2024 S1 Atlas. Is this the one that broke up around the sun? A sun grazer comet that, despite partially disintegrating, left behind a trail of heavy dust that briefly appeared as an antitail from Earth's viewpoint in late 2024 and early 2025. That one basically broke up going around the sun. The sun's got 30 times the gravity Earth does. 30 times. And you talk about its radioactivity and magnetic fields. The sun is a superpower. It is, Comet C 2025 V2, a more recent discovery that is beginning to show the early signs of a dust trail alignment that should produce a clear anti-trail by early 2026. I'm sure Avi Loeb can jump onto that one. Remember C 2025 V2, that one might be alien technology. We will find out when Avi Loeb decides to start talking about it. That is. That is the slideshow. So the second that we started talking about anti-tails. So every time you hear Avi Loeb talk about anti-tails, please remind yourself of this previous slideshow. This was not all the comets that exhibited anti-tails. There's many more. These were the major ones.
Right, so
back to our regular scheduled program.
The jet that we see, which is 10 times longer than it is wide, stretching out to about 1 million kilometers. We've never seen anything like it before. When people look superficial,
nothing like it. We've seen nothing like it. This is nothing like it. Nothing.
Actually, at the images of 3i Atlas, they say, oh, look, there is a tail. But you have to realize where the sun is located relative to 3i Atlas. And it's not a tail, it's an anti-tail, meaning that it's not being stretched away from the sun by radiation pressure or the solar wind. Instead, it's actually pointing towards the sun. And it goes out to 1 million kilometers away from the object. So that's bigger, that's a few times bigger than the distance to the moon from the Earth. Just imagine a jet coming from the Earth and going a distance that is bigger than the distance to the moon. That's the jet we are witnessing. And it's not the standard cometary tail, it's an anti-tail. And yeah,
no comment.
So not many astronomers are actually trying to explain it. They say it's a comet, but then
did we look? We just went through anti-tails, right? We just went through it. The guy's still yakking about it, like every astronomer is a freaking idiot. The few 100,000 astronomers in the world, they're all stupid. Everyone at NASA is stupid. Everyone at ESA is stupid. Everyone at the Japanese Space Agency is stupid. Everybody is stupid. Because nobody is paying attention to the fucking anti-tail. Everybody is paying attention to the fucking anti-tail, you dumbass idiot. Oh, that felt good. Oh my God, that felt so good. Oh, guys, you got to try that. You got to try once in a while. Look at Avi's face. Do what I did. There's an entire. I feel good. I feel good. I feel good.
How do you explain the anti-tail? We have to come up with a reason for it, and we have to explain why it's so tightly collimated, 10 times longer than it is wide. And why is it also persistent? Because previously the object was facing the sun from one pole of its rotation axis, call it the North Pole, and now as the object is receding from the sun, there is an anti-tail coming from the South Pole, the other side of the object. And
where would the anti-tail come from? Where would it come from? Of course it's going to come from there. The heavier particles are being pulled back towards the sun. Where is it going to come from? The north? What the fuck are we talking about? Hello? Oh.
Why would there be a pocket of ice symmetrically exactly at the poles? And why would you get it to produce a collimated jet like that, like a beam of particles coming out of it? These are questions that were not addressed by any of the comet experts. And if you look at the press conference of NASA, for example, they haven't discussed anomalies like that. Or
it would be like a whole bunch of astrophysicists getting into a room and that, you know, going over like 3 times 9 is 27. We got to go over this anomaly. What anomaly? Well, 3 times 9 is 27. I know. We got to go over it. What? Why? What? It's already settled science like 3,000 years ago. We got to go over it. Like, what? What?
Or the alignment of the trajectory of Three Atlas with the plane of the planets around the sun.
He's back
you
to
know
the
what?
plane of
You
the
bring
planets.
up North and South Pole,
He's
and
back
now
to that
I'm
one.
like, maybe it's just Santa. Maybe it's not a comet at all. Maybe we've been looking at Santa getting ready to make his run.
Don't bring Santa Claus into this. Don't bring Santa Claus into this. Don't. That's defamatory.
Well, my hope is it will not deliver any unwanted gifts.
The other thing is Avi is Jewish. There's no Santa Claus in Hanukkah. There's no. There should be.
To Earth. I don't think there is anything special about its distance from Earth right now, but it would be interesting to watch out what happens on March 16th when it gets closest to Jupiter.
See? So everything fell apart when it got closest to Earth, right? So now he's just, this is, if you came in earlier, this is Avi milking the teat of 3i Atlas. This is what I'm doing. I am milking. I am Avi Loeb. This is 3i Atlas, and this is the teats. And Avi is milking the teats. Because yesterday at 1:01 a.m. Eastern, it got closest to Earth. Hey man, I did a live show watching. I didn't expect much. I expected nothing. And what happened? Well, if you guessed nothing, you are the winner of tonight's prize. What's the prize? It's pride. You win your pride. Friday night, my friends. It's just Friday night. Relax. It's all good.
Because it arrives just at the right distance from Jupiter for Jupiter's gravity to dominate over the Sun's gravity. And maybe there is a reason for that. Maybe it will deploy some objects there. Already, near Mars.
You heard that. You literally just freaking heard that. The 3i Atlas might deploy objects there. Are you freaking kidding me? This is the head of astronomy at freaking Harvard. He said the same thing about Earth yesterday. It might deploy objects at 1:01 a.m. If I'm on the spaceship and I'm like, Captain Kirk of this 20-mile mothership, Captain, should we deploy the drones? No. We'll wait till we are the very closest. Well, that's not till 1:01 a.m. their time, Eastern time in North America. We will wait till 1:01 a.m. Eastern time, and then we will not deploy the drones. We will wait till Jupiter. Excuse me, sir? We'll wait till Jupiter. What? Ensign, you're fired. You're fired.
There was something really strange.
Aliens.
Aliens. Several NASA spacecraft were looking at it, like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and MAVEN. And then a couple of months later, MAVEN disappeared. I mean, we lost contact with it. NASA cannot establish any signal from MAVEN. And it arrived at Mars 11 years ago. So this spacecraft was operating very well for a very long time. And suddenly, we can't contact it anymore.
Because they would have to. So look, if there's a crime, you got to have motivation. What would be He's connecting. He's connecting. Like this is. I spoke about this earlier. He's connecting 3i Atlas. 3i Atlas are aliens, and the aliens decided that MAVEN was going to be some sort of a threat to it. What was this satellite going to do? It was. There's so many other satellites that have kept a close eye on 3i Atlas that weren't shut down. What he's suggesting is that through some sort of sci-fi technology that he saw in maybe Star Trek, or he saw this on Battlestar Galactica, no, probably Star Wars, that he is literally suggesting that this alien tech in 3i Atlas, this is what he's suggesting. He didn't say it verbatim. I'm translating. I'm translating Avi Loeb into English. He's saying that this 3i Atlas intentionally sent out some. Now, if it would understand, and this is what Brian Cox would do. This is what he would say. Well, what would happen if it was sent out? It would have disabled MAVEN. It would have had an energy signature that we would have detected. We would have detected the energy signature. Yes, it would have had to have sent out some sort of energy signature to disable MAVEN, which we would have fucking detected. As Brian Cox says brilliantly, I love Brian Cox. As a man, as a friend, as a bud, nothing more. If there's no energy signature, if there's nothing, it doesn't exist. If something exists, it has a signature of some kind that we can detect. And as Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, and that's the bottom line. Sorry.
Prince was asking about what you just addressed there, that close approach to Jupiter, and asking whether there would be a reason for alien life to be interested in Jupiter.
Yeah, so one thing to remember is that we arrived late to the party, the cosmic party. First of all, the sun formed in the last 1/3 of cosmic history, but more importantly, humans arrived.
What does this have anything to do with the question that was proposed? We arrived late to the party. How do you know? How are you so sure when life actually formed across this universe? Maybe we needed 10 billion years for stars to explode and have their multiple generations of stuff released so that the Carl Sagan would say, the star stuff of life could create us. But yet like we're late to the party? What if we're early to the party? Only Avi Loeb knows, I guess.
At Earth, on Earth, just over the past few million years, which is 1 part in 1,000 of the history of Earth. So if you just imagine an object like 3i Atlas, it was probably sent to the journey billions of years ago. That's the amount of time it takes at its speed to cross the Milky Way galaxy disk. So that means that at that time,
they do think that 3i Atlas, the scientists, not him, scientists believe that 3i Atlas has been traveling up to 7 billion years. 7 billion years. It has traversed and crisscrossed our galaxy. It might have been 100 miles across when it started, right? It could have been huge. But this thing has been traveling across the Milky Way galaxy as what is thought to be up to 7 billion years at 150,000 miles per hour.
The Earth was not particularly interesting. It was a tiny planet,
not Avi fact.
And life was very
Real
primitive,
fact.
And there might have been a completely different reason to send a technological object to the solar system. And Jupiter was back then and is still now the most massive planet in the solar system. I mean,
one thing we have found is almost every flippin' solar system has the most common planet is a Jupiter type planet. And like a lot of them are floating really close to the suns or to their stars. But what we find quite commonly is these massive gas giants. They're not rare, but they wanted to see our Jupiter. It's a failed brown dwarf, basically, right? It's a failed brown dwarf. That's what it is. Jupiter would need to be, I think, like another 5 to 7 times bigger to be a brown dwarf star. And about another, I think, 25 to 30 times bigger to be a red dwarf. In which case, we would be a binary star system then. And it would be questionable whether Earth would have even existed in the form that it is, right? We wouldn't be around. I mean, the chance of us being here is like 1 in 10 to the 797th power, which is mathematically correct. The chance of us being here since the Big Bang is 10 to the power of 797. That's the chance of us humans being here.
It's much more massive than the Earth, much more easy to detect from a large distance. And so, we tend to think that even though we arrived late to the party, someone would like to dance with us. And if they come to visit the solar system, they would definitely be interested in us. Well, that's very self-centered. And, we also ask, where is everybody? And of course, the answer may be that they don't care much about us. And we have to seek.
If they don't care much about us, why did they send a 20 freaking mile spaceship to see us? This man is full of contradictions. This man doesn't even know what he said a few minutes ago or what he said yesterday. He just talks out of one side of his butt and then the other side of his mouth. Do I look cool? I'll wear my sunglasses.
Them to look for them, we need to be proactive. We need to check if objects arriving into the solar system are only rocks, or maybe among them there are some tennis balls thrown by neighbors or some technological objects.
Did he just say tennis balls? Did he just? He did just say tennis balls. Can you honestly believe what we're listening to? Like, seriously, are you listening to what I'm hearing?
That's our responsibility of staying curious and finding out our neighbors.
Yeah, maybe it is a very self-absorbed thought process to think like we're looking for them Maybe they're really not looking for us.
I completely agree. I mean, that's what you learn when you go dating. I mean, not everyone is as good looking as our most celebrated actors in Hollywood, you know, and so very often you find people who are not interested in you, and you know we should accept that because we already know that we are not at the center of the universe. And
I don't even know why you would bring that up. The fact that we are not at the center of the universe. Who thought that we were at the center of the universe? I just think like the things that he says are like you're talking to a 4-year-old. It doesn't even make any sense. No one ever said, I don't even recall anyone ever suggesting that we were at the center of the universe. I don't even know who you're directing that statement to. Why would you even say it?
And so why should we be at the center of attention in our local neighborhood?
Well, doesn't that just totally discredit the fact that aliens are sending shit our way? Why you are suggesting that we are the center of attention, that literally they're sending 20-mile spaceships that will require 20-30% of the entire output of their star to send something of that size. You're literally, he constantly contradicts himself. It is laughable beyond compare of any, and this is the man who was head of astronomy at Harvard.
That reminded us, you were waiting on an update from Kim Kardashian. Did you ever hear back from her?
No.
That's science. Now, guys, I'm not, look, okay, I know Kim. You can Google my name. You'll see me with blonde hair. Danny, Alex, Kim Kardashian. I don't name drop. It's not like I'm not going to call Kim, say, hey, Kim, it's Danny calling. He is asking, look, Kim is actually smarter than most people think she is. I think the whole flat earth thing, she's really just doing it for the show. But if she really believes in the flat earth idea, or no, the fact that we didn't land on the moon, it's not flat earth, the fact that we didn't land on the moon, I'd probably have to have a talk with Kim. Kim, sit down. No. She's a billionaire now, right? Damn. But all he wants to do, this tells me he wants to associate himself with names. He wants Kim Kardashian on the team. He wants to go to red carpet events. He wants to go to the Doomsday red carpet event with Robert Downey Jr. and shake the hands of Thor, Chris Hemsworth. And like that's what it feels like to me sometimes. He wants to be part of this cool group. He's nailed. He has literally contacted Kim Kardashian because probably Kim can open doors. She can. Or at least a lot more doors than he can open, which says a lot.
Someone tried a prank and sent me an email from her from her, and it was a university email, and I ignored it. I would love.
Did you hear that? Someone at Harvard University pranked him because I'm sure the entire Harvard University is like, holy fuck, we're looking like a bunch of dumbasses.
Actually, to hear from her and tell her about the latest on anything that
you want me to
she
call
would
Kim?
like to hear about. And I don't.
You want me to call Kim?
I think about science as science of the people. That anyone who is curious should view science as really a commonsensical thing to do. Like
Kim?
Collecting as much data and evidence and clues. That's what a detective does when trying to crack the mystery of a crime, and the same happens in the context of science. We are just building instruments to help us figure out things, and everyone can be part of that. It's not the work of the elite. It's any person is encouraged to try and participate in that endeavor. And
I would disagree with that. I will agree with him on that. I think that's, you know what? We can all be a part of it. We can all participate in our own way, except in the idea that, look, if you're going to get into this, if you're going to like real science, not Avi Loeb science, real science. I'm talking about stuff that let's identify what it is. Let's use, exceptional claims requires exceptional evidence. And what he is doing is he's making exceptional claims using Mickey Mouse, Marvin the Martian evidence. That's the problem with Avi.
I got a lot of emails from parents who tell me that their kids now want to become scientists, and I love.
Oh, I'll send you a fucking email.
That. This is the biggest reward, I think, from the passage of 3i Atlas, if it happens to be a rock.
So, we're still analyzing Atlas, but what is on your agenda for next year? Where do you go from here?
Okay, I heard this part. What do you think he's going to say? So she asked, what do you think he's going to say? I want to, all of you. It's Friday night, so you're sitting back, you're relaxed. I hope you're relaxing. I do. It's Friday night. Guys, this is Friday night science fun, okay? What is on Avi Loeb's agenda for 2026? Take a guess. Scratch it down. Are you ready?
Yes, so in fact, we have the Rubin Observatory in Chile that was funded by the National Science Foundation and the Department of Energy. And it just started its work, and it has a 3.2 gigapixel camera that is 1,000 times higher resolution than your cell phone camera. So it should survey the southern sky every 4 days and potentially discover an interstellar object.
So I did see in a different interview where he said nothing. I really have nothing exceptional planned. Damn it. See, now I look stupid. I look stupid.
Every few months. So that means 100 times more objects per year.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Before the Rubin Observatory came to exist. And we should start in 2026, and it will continue for the next decade. Now, the only thing is we have it only in the southern sky. It would have been nice if we had a similar survey telescope, a twin telescope that covers the northern sky. But at any event, there will be more to come, and you should always believe that the best is yet to come. At least that is my approach. For example, just to give you an example, I used to have a lot of file cabinets in my office at Harvard because I was chair of the astronomy department for 9 years, with a lot of material about people, about correspondences and so forth. And one day I received a note that an artist named Greg Wyatt would.
I was going to say, I received an email from Daddy Alex who said that, shit.
like to donate 2 bronze sculptures of Galileo Galilei to my office, plus 51 watercolors that he created. And I fell in love with his generosity, and basically I got rid of the file cabinets. I told my administrator, they represent the past. I don't care about the past. I only care about the future, and it's really because I believe that the best is yet to come.
I believe that too. The best is yet to come. Where in the Northern Hemisphere would you put that camera?
Oh, Hawaii is an excellent place. The Canary Islands are another place. But Hawaii is really offering the very best place for telescopes. The issue is also funding, because the cost of such an observatory similar to the Rubin Observatory is of over $1 billion, and it needs to be.
Oh, it's just $1 billion? I'll write the check. You want me to write that check? No, sorry. I'm not Elon Musk.
Funded by government or private donors. I mean, it would be really nice to have that an additional pair of eyes looking at the sky. And I should say that this is just the first step, because if we do discover a technological artifact that originated from another civilization, then everything will change. Then $1 billion will sound really like a small sum of money, because
discovering an artifact from an alien technology and asserting that a comet, where all evidence points to the fact that it is just a comet, but twisting the evidence just enough to assert that it isn't, that it is alien tech, is reckless, especially given a man in his position. Now, if I did that, That's different. I'm a freaking YouTuber. I got no cred, very little cred. This is a man at the highest level of academia. That's the difference. I wouldn't do it for clickbait, though. There's no way I would do it for clickbait. Even though it's probably my channel's short-term interest, I would rather build a good channel without the bullshit. But a man like this, who is at the highest levels of academia, must show more responsibility with regards to the evidence without taking it to extremes to make a laughing stock of virtually the entire science community. Because he's made NASA look like idiots. The only idiot I see is the one on the screen. But he's not a dumb man. That's the thing. Avi Loeb is not a dumb man, but he looks like an idiot.
We would realize that, if one of these objects is interested in Earth, it could be a potential threat. So we need a planetary defense warning system, a system of interceptors that will come close to every unusual object that comes to our backyard.
We fucking literally have that shit in place. We literally, there's like 2 or 3 different asteroid, comet, meteoroid systems in place. They're literally in place. He just runs at the mouth and says stuff that is absolutely... I don't know the acronyms of the systems that are in place, but I know 2 for sure that are in place. One is from the European Space Agency, one is with the UN, and I'm sure NASA, I know NASA has one. There's 3 of them that literally look for interstellar objects that are coming to destroy our civilization. But yet he talks about it like it doesn't exist. And only Avi Loeb has got he's like Captain Hindsight, right? Avi Loeb is literally Captain Hindsight. He's calling all the football games from last year's NFL season. He's calling all the scores.
And take a close-up photograph and inform us whether it's a rock or something else. And, that could cost much more than $1 billion. But I do see it as the future if we really realize that we are not just receiving rocks from interstellar space.
Yeah. On that note, what do you think of this Earth defense drill that's happening right now?
Yeah, so I wrote a white paper to the United Nations urging them to consider the potential threat from an interstellar object seriously.
Oh, God. So he makes himself look out to be the cavalier, right? I am the paladin in Dungeons and Dragons terms. I am the lawful good paladin. I am sending letters out to everybody to make sure that everybody knows of this potential. Look, guys, one day a comet might hit the Earth. Really? Wait. What are you, Avi? Are you saying we didn't know this? No one fucking knew this. You dumb ass, Avi. Hey, Avi, you dumb ass. This drives like I am not a condescending man. I think people that know me like I usually don't get angry. I'm not an angry guy. I don't get angry. This stuff is like no one else thought of this until 2025 at the end of the year. Avi Loeb comes to us and says, we should be looking for asteroids coming to hit us. Really? Wow, you mean what? Like space rocks? Like space rocks might hit our Earth? What do you mean? Please do explain more, Avi. Please. He'll bring Marvin the Martian with him one day. Where I'm going to blow up the Earth. This is just fucking asinine. It is hard to listen to this man. If you know a little bit about science, a little bit about comets, you can imagine what the NASA scientists, the jokes around the water cooler, Avi Loeb jokes. Tomorrow night, I am live tomorrow night. I'm going to find Avi Loeb memes. I will find some Avi Loeb memes. If not, I will frickin' make them on Photoshop myself tomorrow night for tomorrow night's impromptu-ish show. Oh, it's going to be fun tomorrow night.
just because, we are all in the same boat, all humans on Earth. And it could be a unifying theme, because if we realize there is such a threat, we would feel that all the conflicts that we engage in through the standard politics makes no sense. It's just like a group of kids that are playing and arguing
Now he's literally taking Brian Cox's talking points, literally,
with each other in a sandbox until they realize that someone is visiting them, and then they start to behave much better. I think if we realize that there is something...
He is so jealous of Neil deGrasse Tyson, Brian Cox, Brian Greene, Michio. Who else are he is so jealous that they have become, astrophysicists, but also relevant mouthpieces to the vernacular, to the normie. He just wants to be that. He wants that. And I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it till later. I'm not going to say it till later.
That we have a neighbor, then humanity might come together. That would be a unifying force. Now, the United Nations is the current organization that can deal with international affairs of this nature, and I suggested creating a committee or a sub-organization that would analyze the data we have.
They already freaking have one. He literally, he says it, and then he'll come out in a later interview and says, so they created one that's called the this and that. Like he was like the purveyor of this stuff. And I guess it doesn't really matter as long as you say it loud enough and in enough places. 50 years from now, who's to say Avi Loeb wasn't? Thank God for Avi Loeb and his outspoken criticism of the UN. I'm no fan of the UN. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here. I'm not here for the UN. I do not. Whoa, don't. I don't think Avi Loeb is no better than the UN.
On any interstellar object and decide how to respond to it policy-wise. But they are extremely slow in response. Instead, what happened a few weeks later is that the International Asteroid Warning Network decided to have a campaign, the one that you just mentioned, starting on November 27th. For 2 months, they coordinate observations by hundreds of observatories on Earth, and in this way try to get as much data as possible about 3i Atlas. They claim that it's only a drill. They just want to test how well they can coordinate that. But I see it as a step in the right direction, that, the worst we can do is assume that we know the answer in advance, know that it's a comet, and therefore it's not of great interest, and then miss some of the data. So if this object now will behave in the coming weeks or months in an unusual way, we will immediately know about it because we are looking at it.
We have another question from a viewer. Are you going to be updating your Loeb scale?
Yes, I'm waiting for the data, and I would update it as soon as we have it. It may take a few weeks for the observers to release it, to make it public. As soon as I have access to the data that we will obtain around the time of closest approach to Earth, which is now, I will update my scale. Probably, my guess is in a month or so from now, because it takes time, and there are the holidays also that delay things. But if you ask me, what would be my wish? Let's say if I had the ability to do anything I want, I would love actually to board, to hitchhike 3i Atlas, to get to it and ride it towards the stars, because it's moving much faster than any human-made spacecraft. For example, it had a rendezvous with 2 spacecraft. One is JUICE, on its way to Jupiter, and the second is the Europa Clipper on its way to Jupiter. And these 2 human-made spacecraft will get to Jupiter in one of them in 2030 and the other one in 2031.
The Clipper has a really good chance of finding life on Europa, right? It's going to Europa. I did a video on it. That one could be really interesting. And
3i Atlas will get to Jupiter in March 2025. 2026. Just think about it. They were close to each other, but 3i Atlas is moving.
What does one have to do with the other? Like, seriously, what does one have to do with the other? You ask yourself, there is no association. But sometimes the human mind can be so, surface level. We just listen to it and we go, okay, what? Wait, was there a connection? Oh, they're both going to Jupiter. Oh. The human mind, especially some normies, right? I assume that a lot of people that are here, the fact that you have an interest in science and Dimension Zero, we here are a little bit different than the science. We have entertainment and science fiction and a little bit of different, but we still recognize the laws of physics. A lot of the normies in this world don't. They're normies. They read surface level stuff. Wow, they're all going to Jupiter. That's an amazing coincidence. It's an amazing coincidence. What?
Moving so fast relative to them that it makes it in a much shorter time, and that's why I would love to ride it out of the solar system, because it would actually.
I don't know. It's late enough at night. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I think this is, dude. That is nuts. Moki, you suck. Okay, I'm going to put. It's late enough at night. I feel okay to. Hey, Avi, a huge butt plug is circling your anus. Okay, I'm not. Fuck, that is good. Okay. I mean, look, it's a family channel. It's not a family channel. It's literally made not for kids in the YouTube thing, but I do know that younger people watch. But anyway, can we get back to Avi Loeb? Because it's a comedy show. This is a comedy show.
Move faster than Voyager and New Horizons and Pioneer spacecraft that we launched. And this is the best opportunity to reach interstellar space at the shortest amount of time.
You are one of one, sir. We actually talked to the team behind Juice a couple of weeks ago. So you mentioned March as one of those times, like put a pin in it. We'll definitely want to talk to you around March. But are there some other important dates on your calendar for things that are going to be happening in 2026?
Okay. Remember what I said before. This is the same. Is this the same question she asked before?
No, but I'm very much looking forward to surprises. I would love to see something that I haven't expected.
I got nothing else on my calendar. All in 2026, I am the head. Hey, what happened to my full applause, man? I have nothing on my calendar. I am the head of Harvard astronomy or whatever his position is. What, do you have anything planned for 2026? No. What? You're telling me you literally go to your fucking journal and you go, what are you doing on January 17th? Nothing. I'm wide open. What are you doing on February 4th? Nothing. I'm wide open. What are you doing on March 6th? What are you? Nothing. I got no plans. Are you looking? May 7th. You want to come? What do you got? Nothing. I got nothing. I got no
plans. Just like this anti-tail, like the alignment of the plane of 3i Atlas with the orbital plane of the planet.
I'm not expecting
for example,
nothing.
If 3i Atlas were to release objects near Jupiter, that would be amazing because we can see them with, for example, the Juno spacecraft that is orbiting Jupiter. So I'm waiting for the unexpected, because science, very often, if you look at the funding of science, projects are usually funded to study the known unknowns. In other words, things that we know
I got no plans,
but we don't fully understand them. So that's what science is doing, trying to study the known unknowns. However, the most exciting aspects of science is the unknown unknowns, meaning
The most interesting aspect of science is the unknown unknown. Can I one up you on that? I would propose that the most interesting thing of science is the unknown unknown about the unknowns. Can I one up you on an unknown? It's the unknown objects that are unknown to us, unknown before they're known. What the fuck am I listening to?
Things that we don't even know that we don't know. I love that part of science where, you just
Comedy. It's comedy. This is Avi Loeb Comedy Hour.
Stumble on something that you haven't expected at all, and you didn't even know that you didn't know that.
Incredible.
Yeah, things we haven't even conceptualized that could be happening. Right. Yeah. The one.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very diplomatic correspondent.
One and only Avi Loeb, man, you are always a wealth of information, and we so appreciate you sharing it with us. I at least circled March as a time when we want you back on the show, but something tells me we're going to have you back on before then. We'll have to figure out.
If you circled that time, I've checked Avi Loeb's calendar. He looks like he's free. I don't know what date you circled, but he looks like he's free.
A reason to talk with you before then.
Sit down.
I will be delighted to join you anytime.
Okay.
Of course you will.
All right, you take care. Happy holidays.
It's part of your Netflix.
Happy holidays and
multi-million-dollar deal you got.
2026. Let's hope we will know much more about our cosmic neighborhood, and it will give us the much-needed dose of modesty that we lack right now.
A dose of modesty from Avi Loeb? Really? Israeli astronomer, Avi?
The best is yet to come, my friend. Thank you so much for your time.
There are agendas associated with what. Look, there is a propensity for the systems that are, or that be, or that are. Oh, where are we? Oh no, it got stuck again. StreamYard gets stuck. The scroll features get stuck. And then you literally cannot scroll back down on the media assets. So I can't. Oh my God. StreamYard's got to fix this. It is really frustrating. Yeah, nothing I do. Nothing I do can change it. No scroll. Oh well. That's okay. We'll deal with that. That's okay. We'll have it again. So that's my funny. That's Avi Loeb. He wants Kim Kardashian. No. Oh, I see what's going on. Something is stuck there. Software and glitches. He wants Kim Kardashian part of his team because Kim Kardashian, I'm sorry about the mobile guys, that my face is sort of planted there in between the We Go Live, but I cannot move. Yeah, I can't move. Yeah, I can't. It's okay. Okay, we'll keep going. Not a big deal. We're getting close to the end of the show. So it's been so. There's been a lot of comments out there. I've been reading parts of them. Nighthawk says Avi Loeb is full of it. Yes. There seems to be a little bit of an agenda-driven agenda. Try to keep my face like. So the mobile people. So I see two screens here. Just to let you know, I see the desktop version, and then on the left, my left, I see the vertical version. So the vertical version, because I cannot change, StreamYard has basically crashed, and I cannot go back up, and I can't scroll up and down to change the configuration. But of course, if you're on the desktop, you don't notice this. So if I'm moving my head, I only got my head in the, anyway, it's two different versions because I'm broadcasting on two different versions. Guys, it's Christmas. Like, listen here, this is the important thing. It's Christmas. And hopefully a lot of you have time off away from work. You're going to spend time with your families. It's Friday night. This is I think this is only the second Friday night that I've done. But I'm starting to feel that Friday nights really mean something in the sense that we can be a little bit more casual, a little bit more laid back. We can reflect on things that have that Friday night feeling, right? The Friday night spirit, the Friday night, maybe we can learn something. And this has been my whole thing about science since I can remember. Science has to be fun. Science can be comedy. Science can be learning. It can be science fiction. It can be as much Star Wars as it is Carl Sagan and everything in between. And Carl Sagan is the freaking GOAT.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Carl Sagan is the GOAT. And back in 1980, I remember I was playing hockey. Cosmos started on September 23rd, Sunday, September 1980. And it went till December 21st, 1980. And it was one of the most impactful TV series of my life. So yeah, science is, and hopefully I like to do science in a way that is different. I will call out the bullshit. I have no problem calling out the BS. I'll save the swear words till later in the show because I do know some, younger peeps. I know. It's not Apophis, 2029 Apophis. Be careful, everybody. I mock you, suck. Tell me he didn't just get done ripping a spliff. I'm so confused. Kylan, it's like watching CV19 of Space Update. I swear this Anthony Fauci is nothing about this stuff and can tell. I think I'm jumping in the middle of a conversation. Looks like there's been a lot of Nighthawk. Avi Loeb is full of it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we went there. We might be in the same boat, but we're in the bowels of the damn thing. Sunday is my birthday. Oh, IMOC, you suck. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Whatever number that is, may it be a fabulous number. It is Christmas. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a Saturday night show. I believe I'm going to take Sunday off. One day off because I do have to work on a video because I got to release videos on the regular release schedule. And I haven't even picked a subject. I have so many awesome subjects that I want to do, but I will be live. So tomorrow night it's going to be a lot. It's going to be entertainment based. I'm a screenwriter and I'm an English major with a philosophy, even / history sort of background. So, but tomorrow we're going to get into a little bit more of the Hollywood stuff, a little bit more sci-fi. We got a little bit of Avi Loeb stuff with Netflix. We've got, I'm going to talk some Doomsday. We're going to talk a little bit of Hollywood, maybe even some screenwriting stuff. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in screenwriting. So tomorrow night, it's going to be 7 o'clock Eastern. 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be live. Look, Bring your slippers. That's what I gotta say. Bring your frickin' slippers because this is relaxation stuff. I want to hear what you guys want to say. I'd like to look at science scientifically. Well, scientifically speaking, so do I. Look, science can be funny. Science can be exciting, humorous. Science fiction, right? Science fiction is. I am doing the memberships on the channel. I'm uploading a ton of shorts and all these other things that are on the channel that I'm going to start beginning. So if you are open to memberships, this stuff is not cheap. I'll tell you right now, this shit is not cheap. So any support that I get, I've never asked for any support up until now. But if it's, believe me, it is more than greatly. I got my first super chat from Disco the other night, and I was floored Look, I'm having fun, and I hopefully that the community, the little group of people that we create here on Dimension Zero, is it offers a lot more than just a whole bunch of a lot more that's out there on YouTube, because there's stuff on YouTube that is arguably, I don't know. I'm not. Look, I'm not out there to cut other people down. I'm not, like, whatever. Everyone is who they are. But I do believe comedy, laughter, laughing at ourselves, laughing with people, sometimes laughing at other people. That is comedy, right? Comedy is laughing at other people's expense. Otherwise, you have no comedy. That is without getting malicious, right? You never get malicious. There's no reason to cut people down to the point where it becomes hurtful. But comedy is what it is. You gotta have a bit of a backbone. Sorry, man. It's funny. It is. You gotta be able. Someone ever said earlier on, who was it? I'm not sure who it was. Someone said you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you're probably in bigger trouble than you know. And I think that's a big part of it. It's Christmas, guys. It's December 9th. Yeah, December 19th. We are literally days from Christmas. I will literally be on every single day, except Sunday, which I got to work on that, that video. I will be on Monday, Tuesday, 4 hours. So I'm going to be on 4 hours on Christmas Eve. I believe I'm going to start at the same bat time, same bat channel. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. It kind of like fits everyone's schedule, I think. Dude, IMOX, you suck. I love your fucking profile picture. I did not notice that until now. What is that? That is an AI. It's an AI dog with glasses? Dude, I freaking love that profile pic. That is an awesome profile pic. It's something. Oh, Kylan is just a K. Just a K. Mike. Oh, Mike. Mike C. 5614 is an alien. Is he giving the finger? Is that what is that alien giving? Alien giving the F-bomb. Mjolnir Sphere Wrath 23. Damn, that dude looks like he's been in the frickin' Marines or something. Mjolnir's Wrath. Oh, I'm Slavic. I'm partially Nordic too, so I got a little bit of that. Mjolnir's Wrath 23, Project Bluebeam. Not sure if you're on still, dude. Rock on, my friend. Rock on, all of yous. And never, if you guys want to, if you ever want to post a comment, like it's never. I know most people don't. Yes, we watch. We want to participate, and but if you got a question, always feel free to answer, or question, because I will feel free to answer. I have strange. I don't think there's any more questions on the. So tomorrow night's show, I do have something I'm stitching together for Avi Loeb and the Netflix deal. A little bit about that. We're getting into a little bit of Hollywood, a little bit of Avengers Doomsday stuff. I got some comments on that as a screenwriter. And Avatar is out. I will not see Avatar before tomorrow night. I will not have time. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Avatar. A lot of the feedback that I'm getting from Avatar is that it is not as. I didn't like Avatar with The Way of Water. It wasn't. The story was not. It was a blocky story, and some people have told me that the same is true with Fire and Ash. I will not believe that until I see it with my own eyes. We'll have to see the opening numbers with this weekend. I was honestly, I was a little surprised that he was doing, what was it, 4 or 5 movies with this Avatar thing. And from what I understand is The Way of Water didn't really, it was an ending. The movie ended. It didn't leave cliffhangers going into the next one. And from what I understand about Fire and Ash, it ends again. And if I tell you, if Quaritch, you cannot keep the same antagonists for 4 or 5 movies. You cannot. It becomes old. It becomes boring. Quaritch is, look, Steve Lang is one of the best actors. Ike Clanton, Tombstone. That's, yeah. But you can't just keep doing movies, and you can't keep having Sigourney Weaver and all these actors keep coming back. You can keep, you know, Zoe and what's his name, Sam, coming back. They're the main characters. Characters have got to pass on. That's the great thing about Game of Thrones, right? Red Wedding. The problem was D&D after that, when they started writing their own stuff, when they ran out of book material, they were so scared to kill off characters. Even during the Great War, like the Great Battle, like the entire series, and like season 8, episode 3, it was just a 1 episode finale to take 7 seasons of conflict and to resolve it in an hour and a half or 2 hours. Or was it? I mean, as a screenwriter, you're like, are you dumb? Are you guys Dumb and Dumber? I guess you are. Because they were trying to get to their Star Wars trilogy project that didn't work out, right? That was and I bet you right now, D&D, they are thinking, can we just please go back? Because HBO offered 2 more seasons. You want more? Well, I'll give you 2 seasons. What do you want? You need more time? What do you want? What do you want? You want 3 seasons? How many seasons do you want? Just 6 episodes. Oh. That's going to tie. Oh my God. That will go down in the annals of history of one of the biggest TV end. Well, it is. It's the worst TV ending in the history of TV. Undoubtedly, it is. I do love talking movies. You know what? You know what TV show I have to watch is The Expanse. Has anyone watched The Expanse? Because I have been told so many great things about The Expanse. And I think I've got to watch it. A lot of people, one media outlet said that The Expanse was a Game of Thrones before there was Game of Thrones. I heard someone say that. I don't know if that's true or not. And I don't know if any of you guys out there have watched The Expanse, but I am down to. The thing is, you get so busy trying to do the live shows, trying to do it, and then of course I still try and screenwrite. And then in between it all, you're trying to watch. Like I tried to watch The Witcher, I couldn't watch it all. Because it was so bad, right? It was so bad. It was. The Witcher was bad. Oh my God. Ahsoka 2, season 2 is coming out. I don't hold out any hope. I don't. Ahsoka. I can wrap up Ahsoka season 1. That was Ahsoka season 1 right there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So there we go, guys. So until tomorrow night we will be live 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central. We are going to have fun shits and giggles tomorrow night. You got to bring your slippers. If you're going to be tomorrow night, bring your slippers, bring your wine glass, or if you don't have beverages, you can bring your coffee, your tea, your soda, your ginger ale, your lemon water. You can put on your robe, sit down, put your feet up in front of the fire. We'll talk a little bit of science, a little bit of Hollywood, and anything else you want to talk about in the chat. We'll go from there. We'll do it all tomorrow night, guys. So I will say good evening. I thank you for an awesome Friday night. I think I'm going to do it again next Friday. But until then, I will see you tomorrow night. And I thank you for visiting Dimension Zero. My name is Danny Alex, and I'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Have a great evening, a great sleep. Ciao, bella.